Alrighty, people, what's going on? This is your boy Ligo, one half and duo. Sorry about the late start, as usual. Sorry, his things was going on. I was trying to get stuff ready for Thanksgiving, and basically, this is a special Thanksgiving edition of Random Talk where we talk about anything. Hell, we could talk about Thanksgiving. We just talk about what's going on, mostly gaming, but we know how these talks goes. Some of them go left sometimes, and I hope they don't do that this time. But it is what it is. Right now, like I said, I have a little people inside. I've sent out 2 waves of invitations. Again, you have a couple rooms filled up, still open. So if y'all want to jump in now. The first 2 waves. I'll wait a while before I send the third wave of links. So you could jump in and be in a conversation. So other than that, though, wait, I forgot. I gotta make sure I also get the. Give me a second. There you go. Those who can't make it in, of course, I'm just making sure I pull the chat, pop the chat out so I could see that, and then talk accordingly as well. I have basically I have Double A with me. What's going on, man?
Not much. Just watching the Simpsons marathon on FXX, playing Cross on Chew, and later I may try to beat the New Game Plus for Shovel Knight Plague Knight Edition.
Okay, that's pretty good. No, I know SK Massive is he taking care of stuff. What about you, Andre? What's going on with you, bro?
Just in the middle of cooking and running back and forth, checking on my kids and trying to play some games on my 3DS at the same time.
Damn. See, I wouldn't mind if you were like asking myself if you had one child, but damn, dude.
I'm multitasking.
I know, you super multitasking.
I'm multitasking. It's the thing that women said men can't do.
Yeah, you're an ass. You are an ass. Oh my goodness.
He's right, though.
Don't you dare start this crap. Don't you dare go start your crap as usual, Anderson. Go ahead.
Hold on, no. To clarify, I'm not talking about all women. I'm talking about the snooty ones that think they know everything. Like Sarkeesian.
Yeah, screw Sarkeesian. That chick is
not that way.
Yeah, that chick is nuts in her own way. In her own way, she's not so. But that though, yep. Like I said, look for Silo. Anybody else want to jump in? Like I said, yeah, the link is sent out. So again, check your notification. You could jump and just click in and jump in when you want to jump in. Other than that, like I said, they got a couple of topics that's going on. I mean, I might ruin 2 videos I have right now, really, but it is what it is. You get to watch them later on. But I did put up one video, which was my last WTF about the YouTube fame demon. That a lot of these guys will do anything to get fame or to massage their egos.
Like the guy.
Go ahead.
But yeah, like the guy who commissioned the same people who made those fake NX controllers to make a fake Switch. Sure, one that somehow we got before everyone else, even though it's just a piece of unplayable plastic.
Literally, yeah. That is a piece of plastic.
Yeah. Oh, yes, but I said unplayable. You can't do anything with it. It's just hunk of plastic you just flaunt.
No, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. It is literally a piece of plastic. I'm like, wow, the things people do just for, again, it's to massage their egos and fame.
And DNA.
And so I think some dudes asking for that more than females. You're right about that one. And DNA. But it is, like I say, it's crazy like that how it goes in that situation. I wonder if excuse me. There's a lot of people out there who do Thanksgiving and gonna be doing some foods and stuff, and they're gonna be doing some crazy do you call it? They're gonna be doing some.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
They're gonna be doing some shopping and stuff. I mean, I'm looking around. I ain't see really that much Black Friday stuff that intrigue me a lot. You know, I don't really shop for Black Friday that much. Again, only one person. Yo.
Hey, say hi. Say hi. Say hi. Hold on.
You know what?
Sounding like my kids over there.
I was gonna say, why you gonna do that? You know, when they want them to talk, they don't talk, and then when you get them off the mic, they're gonna be talking a style.
Yeah, well, that's what he's doing right now. He's just watching the put on a mad face.
It's all that stage fright. That's what it is.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah, I can send him. I can let him loose. That just because I'm gonna let him loose just now.
Got you. Well, I said I ain't seen really nothing really big. Like, I mean, they have buy one get one free, the usual stuff. But I ain't seen them really out there. I do know a lot of people. Like I said, I do know a lot of people go out there and do that stuff. I ain't doing that. Now, if y'all go get some TVs, I hope you get lucky. I mean, y'all crazy for going all out in cold and stuff to get them, but
I'm sorry, I don't want to go out. I don't want to go out on Human Trample Day.
You need to buy a PlayStation 4 Pro, man.
Here's my opinion on the Pro. Fuck it.
You were talking about.
I'm sorry. I'd rather just go get a PS4 and get the same games and not pay as much for the hardware.
And it runs better.
Don't you want that upgraded experience?
What?
Prettier visuals is not an upgrade.
Well, not pretty, but wait. But remember, most of them don't even get pretty visuals. They drop down to 720p.
Look, man, I'm trolling.
I'm trolling too, but it's the truth.
Yeah.
It drops down to 720p to upscale to 4K. That's horrible.
I was, on my lunch break, I was watching a thing talking about like the Sega, the fall of Sega, like the 32X, the little additional hardware and all that stuff. And long term, it really didn't help that company. And I'm looking at Sony right now, and I'm like, it's Sega all over again. You know, I mean, at least in terms of gaming, I mean, it's like you have a successful device. You really should be supporting that really successful device. No. We need to come out with something else. And this
Well,
too.
we need to make sure that everybody knows that we're doing something else that we don't need to do.
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of funny, at least to me.
Honestly,
Man,
if they would have waited and not released the PS4 Pro and waited on that and waited on VR, they'd be set for next gen. They don't think.
I'm gonna keep it real. I don't even think. I mean, just truthfully speaking, just my own personal thoughts. I don't even think I don't think VR is going to be the thing that people think it's going to be. I really don't. I think that PS4 had great marketing. It doesn't really have the software to back it up, not first party wise. And I think that, I mean, if they like the money that they spent R&D PSVR, they could have put that money into some first party games and made some money off of their number one 8th gen gaming device, you know.
But hold on. You're speaking common sense.
Yeah.
Why invest money in something that's going to make me money?
I need to go slap myself. What was wrong with me speaking common sense? I can't. I don't know what I must have been. Something must have been in my food.
But no, seriously, even if you don't feel like VR is going to be a big thing, it could have been their gimmick for their next platform. But now they fixed it.
Yeah. In other words, of course, they basically played their hand.
And we're live, yeah.
They did something.
I mean, I'm being charitable.
We live as yet?
Huh?
We live as yet?
Yeah, we live.
Oh, damn, I didn't even know that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
man. Yeah, man.
they I mean, and here's the thing. This is coming from like a diehard Sony fan, you know. But even I realize that there's something's rotten in the state of Denmark, you know. And like I don't know what it is. I mean, I have an inkling, but I don't know exactly what's going on. This is one of those things where I would love to be a fly on the wall and hearing what's going on, like in the back boardrooms, because there's something going on at the PlayStation division, and Sony, like overall. But I'm not going to talk about Sony overall. There's something going on in the PlayStation division that is, there's just something going on. I don't know what it is. I don't
Well,
have.
again, I mean, I understand you come from it, and again, like how like me and when we was on Doc's podcast Sunday, me and Shadow talk about it. It makes no sense how you built a system, you made this system all up, and for the first time you didn't optimize the system because you can't even handle games that came out 2 months ago.
Yeah,
That's weird.
I mean, generally speaking, if you have something that's using more powerful version of the same architecture, it should run better, right? Just on GP. It's kind of like, and I hate to use Bethesda as an example, but you know, I have Skyrim, and I got the upgraded special edition. Now the special edition, yeah, there's no real significant changes, but just by virtue of the OG Skyrim running on 32-bit hardware architecture versus 64-bit, which is what the special edition runs on. By virtue of it being 64-bit, and most systems now are 64-bit systems, at least on the PC side, it's automatically more stable than it was before, and it has better performance because of that. So it's kind of weird that you're not seeing that happen now. You know what I mean? With the PlayStation 4 4.5. I refuse to call it the Pro.
I hear you. I understand where you're coming from. It's just weird. And then I did that's how I'm on kind of basically spoil some of the videos I have on that's gonna be uploaded tonight, but it is what it is. Like I've seen again where people like cheering again cheering again. Oh, Todd Howard confirmed that it's gonna be for like
Liger,
yeah.
remember we're on the verge of Thanksgiving, and there's a good chance a lot of people are gonna get so drunk that they forget what day it is. So go ahead.
But I'm just seriously, it's like, what is up with people? I mean, I don't again. My video explained it out better. Right now, I'm gonna sound bad right now, but my video explained it out better. But literally, I had this, and I don't mean to disrespect the people who brought it up, whatever. Cause I didn't mean it, but I'm not cheering. I'll wait until I see the game on the console running without that's optimized. That's all I want to do.
Exactly. Like here's the thing. It costs you nothing. It's kind of like something that my one of my professors used to say when I was in college. He'd say, you know, in diplomacy, it costs you nothing to use words. It's actions that actually have weight and value. And you know, I mean, yeah, it costs Todd Howard nothing to say, yeah, that was a great demo and that was a great trailer, and yeah, we're working on Elder Scrolls 6. Okay, that, and then I don't know how people got from that. I'm paraphrasing. That's essentially what he said. They went from that to Skyrim's going to be ported to a Nintendo system. Which, like, here's the thing: whether it's ported or not, like, if you're playing a game like this or The Witcher on a console, like something that, like, the lead platform is PC and it's being ported to console, the console version is the inferior version. Why are you bragging about getting the inferior versions of it?
Well, when it comes to the Bethesda games, why would you want to play them on the one thing you can't fix them on?
Well, no, I don't mean as a Bethesda game. I mean just in general. There's a lot of games where the lead platform is PC. So, like, I'm all for everyone being able to enjoy something. But if, like, for example, I love Saints Row, but Saints Row on just got Steam mod support, Saints Row 4. So that's the best version of the game because I can basically add a whole bunch of extra content that will not be available on a console. So why would I be happy about getting that game ported to next gen hardware when it's going to be missing a lot of features? Get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That just seems weird to me. That it's like someone saying, "Wow, they opened up a restaurant in my neighborhood, a chain restaurant that I'm really happy about." But you get like the low rent, low budget, stripped down version of that. It's like, well, if you're gonna do that, there's no use even having it here.
Well, I mean, it's like I said, I see people say that it's confirmed and this and that, and it's cool, whatever. But even if, like you said, Red, like you were saying, like, okay, some people think it's the what they saw in the trailer, which is the demo, and they're gonna be the Skyrim, like the last Skyrim that's support and everything. Okay, okay, well that makes it even okay. It's confirmed. All right, that's good. All right. Is it Skyrim 6, which is a new platform, a new game that they're going to have to develop and put their time into it? Or is it going to be something that's going to port easy? I mean, I'm not as selfish. If it comes to the platform and people want it like that, that's good. I'm happy for you guys. You get it. You could play it, even though you could get it from all other places, but that's cool. I understand that because I could have played Batman Arkham City as well too before I played it on the Wii U, which I did. So I understand that. But the difference is, though, they brought a game over and they optimized it for the damn Wii U. That's one difference. I know what happened. I don't know if Bethesda is going to make anything that will make it unique for the Nintendo console that makes it stand out. And also, and the thing that also is like, again, it's the simplest thing that always kill me. I saw Shadow's video. I mean, you guys saw that?
Is response to level head?
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw it. Yeah.
That was he made a response video, and sometimes it's hard to break it down to simple terms, and well, you can't break it down to simple terms and more simple terms. But again, I still understand. Who are you people who buy a Nintendo console for third party? Who are you guys?
Well, I mean, you know what it is. I mean, we all know what it is. It's not cool to use that particular set of hardware. People are going to get mad when they, if it doesn't have what they think is acceptable for their social group, and then people are happy about a bunch of ports, and they're losing, like, this is one of the things that started the fallout of why I really grew very disillusioned with a lot of the gamers in this community, is the double to triple standards. Like, it's not cool when you launch a system with a lot of ports and half done ports, half baked ports of that. That's not cool. And yet now it's happening yet again, and people are okay with it. They were okay with it with the PS4, the Xbox One to an extent as well. And yet, the two-faced hypocrisy is too much.
Yes. Well, I mean, SK Master was talking about that just before we went live. Like, I don't get it. Why you? I mean, if I'm gonna buy, like I said, I'm gonna buy a PlayStation Vita. I'm buying a PlayStation Vita because it has games that only could be played on a console that I would like to play.
Yeah, there are some good games.
And that's why I'm doing it. I'm not. And for me, it's a bunch of games because, like I said, I'm an Amazon account. I have about 20 games that I picked out that I said, those are unique games. Those are unique, and I could play them. Okay, good. That's a good amount of games that I could play for PS Vita. Now, trust me, I am gonna pissed off that a daggone 64 gig card is friggin' almost $70.
See, that was where Sony's mistake was. Them proprietary memory cards.
Well, you know what it was. Like the PSP got pirated to perdition and back again 19 cajillion times, and they were like, that ain't gonna happen.
But
So
the PSP also had the proprietary memory cards, if I remember right.
The PSP had proprietary memory cards as well, but it like they weren't as expensive. I would say they were like 10, 15, 20 bucks at the most. Like you could get them relatively cheap.
Yeah.
And it like there were people who would basically buy a PSP just so that they could play Sega Dreamcast, SNES, N64, PlayStation.
That kind of sucks.
Like, you know, they would get it just as their pirate. And look, listen, it's their property. I know Sony lost a lot of money on the PSP. I'm sorry, but you guys built, and they rectified it with the Vita because no one wants to pirate a Vita. No one really wants to buy it. Okay, that was too cool. I take that back. Some people are still buying the Vita. We have someone here who's getting one, but generally speaking,
You're so mean.
By and large, no one's really buying the Vita in big enough numbers. So much so that Sony has basically
because you're self-supporting it. Most stores don't even sell it.
Yeah, and I mean that's not cool.
Most retail stores don't sell it.
You know, I mean, like, and I'm just gonna say this right now. That is a sign that there's something going on. Because like if Nintendo popped up and said, "Hey guys, we're not supporting the 3DS anymore. F you guys," and just walked away, and it's like it's still selling their games. Like there's still major game. Like a major game just dropped a few days ago for the 3DS. Major games are planned next year, coming out for it. So I mean, you know, I've asked this question on other podcasts. I'm like, I don't know why Sony thought they could go up against the big N in the handheld sphere, because everyone else who's gone up against Nintendo in the handheld sphere has, well, if you go into a dark alley and look behind the dumpster, those dudes bleeding out. That's what happened to them.
Oh, wow.
The bad thing is all of the Nintendo competitors in that market had a lot of potential, but it just seemed like they overshot what they should have.
Well, they didn't understand the most important thing about any console or handheld, except for the PS4, because apparently people just buy that just on GP, is you need software. It's soft. Like, more creative companies have gone up against Nintendo's handhelds than what Sony has creatively speaking, and they got their butts kicked. So what does Sony think they're going to bring to the party? Better tech? Everyone else went with better tech. The Game Gear was a
beast compared to the Game Boy.
Yeah, look, and the Game Boy curb stomped it back in the.
No, that's because That's because the Game Gear couldn't stay awake long enough. It fell asleep in the middle of the fight.
Battery like 5 hours. It had a battery like 5 hours.
Never fall asleep. Look, the Game Gear. If we put the Game Gear and the Game Boy in a fight together, the Game Gear is gonna fall asleep halfway through the fight.
First round.
It didn't get sucked.
Not even halfway through the fight. Like first round, it's like, I'm tired, man. I'm just gonna sit on this stool. You beat me.
And look, I was a big Sega fanboy back in the day. And would have chose Sega over Nintendo, but I would have still chose the Game Boy over the Game Gear. So
I think the only handheld that had like the software that they was mostly doing software because they made the hardware as well was SNK's Neo Geo.
Yeah, but
that was also because SNK was providing. Yeah, well, I mean, half of it didn't come out over here.
The Neo Geo was hot in Japan, like it was kind of like a 5th, 4th tier in the rest of the territories. The closest handheld I've ever seen coming to, like, it had the momentum behind it to kind of go toe-to-toe with the Game Boy at the time was the Wonder Swan, but the Wonder Swan was made by the guy who made the Game Boy, so it makes sense that it would have, that type of push.
And that didn't even do all that well.
Well, he died, and then Bandai Namco basically said, we're not going to support him.
Yeah, I think I don't know how many years on this one. So I know the Neo Geo Pocket. Handheld guys has some good stuff, but it's so like ass.
Well, the Neo Geo, like basically, Nintendo would get these exclusivity agreements with various companies. So you can only put these games. If you put an IP on our handheld or our console, you can only put that game on our handheld and console. Like you can't go to other people, and that is kind of anti-consumer. It is. But at the end of the day, these companies made a lot of money going with those deals. As a matter of fact, a lot of them built their bones with these quote-unquote anti-consumer practices. They made a lot of money with these quote-unquote anti-consumer practices.
Yeah, that's true. Even though Neo Geo Pocket has card fighters, but yeah, you're right, Red.
Yeah. Well, I said, huh?
I said SNK. Well, I mean, because basically what wound up with a lot of these handhelds is that essentially the company that made it and a few third parties that weren't that didn't have those ironclad agreements with Nintendo or Sega would basically have to they'd have to support it themselves, which is why the Neo Geo had a ton of SNK games and practically nothing else. Like a lot of you like Metal Slug and bad versions of fighting games that you could play better on a home console. Yeah, Neo Geo's your friend. Although I will say that micro switch control stick is really awesome on the Neo Geo side. But
why you gotta be so mean though, man? It's just cutting my heart.
I'm being realistic. I'm being very realistic. Like let me put it this way: the Game Boy did not have the best graphics. The sound chip was actually pretty good though, for 44 megahertz, whatever. The sound chip was really good, and if you had earphones, it would automatically switch to stereo, which was kind of cool. And it had, literally, and I don't care what other handhelds you have, the Game Boy is still the king of having a library of games. Like, you can't beat that library. You can't. Puzzle games, RPGs, fighting games, platformers, hybrids, sports games, just can't beat it. And that's why it sold so well, because it had something for everyone. It had games that your parents would play, like Tetris, which is a packing title.
We can only go back to how that was.
They need to bring back Tetris and not give it to Ubisoft or EA because they messed up. I don't know how you can do that, but they did.
Like a game that literally has the blueprint.
Tetris is the gaming equivalent to Connect 4 or Tic-Tac-Toe. You mess up that, there's no hope for you as a company.
Oh,
But man, we messed up Tetris. Gee, how'd you do that? It's like boiling water. I can't boil water. How did you mess that up?
Hey, I knew someone who couldn't do it. Don't.
No, I don't mean there's something in the water. You're waiting for something to come.
No, I mean literally. I mean literally. I knew someone who couldn't boil water.
That is.
Well, I know that too. I know some people who can't boil water too.
And when you pointed it out to her, she got mad. And it just.
And you just didn't say nothing. You're like.
No, because this is one of those girls. Even though she was kind and sweet, generally, you talk about her bad cooking, she was ready to kill you.
Oh, so she was like a real life anime chick, basically.
Yes, she was definitely a Tsunade? Yeah, Tsundere. Yeah, there you go.
Tsundere.
Yeah. I almost said Tsunade, and I'm like, that's a Naruto character.
That's Granny Tsunade. But yeah, it was terrible. But yeah, and before anyone says, "Oh, you just a Nintendo fanboy," look, I have so many handhelds; it's not even funny. I've got all the Nintendo ones, but I've also got a Game Gear, Nomad, Neo Geo Pocket, Neo Geo Pocket Color, I wanted to get one of those TurboGrafx 16 portables, but like I saw one, it was $800. I was like, nope.
No,
I'm not spending
A lot
that.
of people skipped out on that because that price point was just way up there.
And this was on eBay, and that was one of the cheaper ones available.
No.
Yeah.
No.
And I like my TurboGrafx 16. It's a good system.
Which one, the American or the Japanese?
The Japanese one. The American one was cheap. The Japanese one was made with better parts. Yeah, they used cheap parts in America because Hudson Soft did not know they did not know hardware.
Oh man, I kind of I kind of wish all of those handhelds that didn't really do all that great. I wish that those games would, like, at least a portion of those games would end up on the 3DS, because I haven't had a chance to play half of them.
That would be cool.
Especially for the Wonder Swan. Like, you just put that on there, and I can actually play that horrible Mega Man versus Base 2. I mean, Mega Man and Base 2 that I never got to play.
Mega Man and Base 2.
I've heard stuff about that game, and I'm like,
I like Mega Man and Base better than Mega Man 7 or 8.
I could agree with that because it's overall a better game, but
yeah,
the other two had to come before it for it to happen.
Yeah, it did. Sad. It was a good game, and I got to say that intro stage music is still really awesome.
Well, I ended up with the Game Boy Advance version of that, and I still play it on my GameCube every now and again.
It's a great game. It's a great game. I don't know why they got rid of Base. I mean, they don't use him that much. Like
they never used him. He was a late character to the story. They never really used him.
He still would have been awesome to just pop up.
I think he should have had his own game, but then again, I also think Proto Man should have had his own game. So I mean,
he does deserve his own game.
Yeah,
these are two characters that are classic Mega Man characters that deserve their own game, and they're never going to get it.
As a matter of fact, well, no, they could still do kind of like how they did those Mega Man 9.
They're not going to do it.
Capcom ain't doing that.
I mean, it's Capcom, but I mean, let me put it this way: there's no technical reason why they couldn't do it, other than Capcom has their own head up their own what.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like, okay, like if someone said, well, Square Enix needs to go back and get the staff together and make a Chrono Trigger 2. Like they physically can't do it. Like it's not like they don't have the talent in house, and they don't have good relationships with those people who've left. So it's like, okay, that's an impossibility. Someone could legitimately make a Mega Man 9S game with Proto Man, Roll, and Base as playable characters, and no Mega Man whatsoever.
Yeah, I can see that.
I mean, that could totally happen.
The fans have technically done it. I'm talking about an official game. I don't see it happening.
Someone at Capcom could do that. Would they
could.
Do it?
They probably won't.
Yeah.
I mean, because look,
Well,
people still begging.
they've been sitting on the IP for so long now.
People still begging for Mega Man Legends 3.
Yeah,
the game that they claim.
You ain't getting that.
The game that they claim fans is the reason that it didn't come out, when fans sent them a whole bunch of crap for support for this game to happen.
Yeah,
fans caused it not to happen. You fucking bullshit.
And you know what? They took the coding for that game and they put it into Majin Bone. That game that bombed spectacularly in Japan. I was like, come on, man.
And that was a waste, because
it's like
that was Capcom's fault.
You could have just, I mean, Jesus.
They could have actually finished Mega Man Legends 3 and actually made some money.
That's what I would have done. I said, look, okay, Keiji Inafune left. Things have gone wrong.
But they canceled that before he left, though.
Yeah, but okay, let me put it this way. when they started having all those delays, there was something going down. It wasn't just, even though he left like before then, it's kind of like when Hideki Kamiya, like when they started having all that stuff internally going on at Konami that we were getting whips of. Yeah, he was on the outs then. It's just they were waiting for his contract to go up so he couldn't sue him. So I mean, I think that's kind of like what happened.
Wait, did you say Kamiya or Kojima?
No, I said Hideki Kamiya, not Hideki Kamiya.
Inafune.
Kojima.
I know you're trying to say. Okay, I get what you're trying to say now.
Yeah, the same thing that Konami did with Kojima, Capcom did with
Inafune.
Except, I think Kojima is a little bit more talented as a developer, because Inafune is not a developer; he's a designer. He's the art
He's
guy.
a designer.
He's the art guy.
I mean, he's been a producer, which kind of gives him right to oversee stuff. But yeah, he's definitely more a designer.
Yeah, and I'm still mad about that game that he was supposed to release on a 3DS and the Wii that never came out. Like it had a budget of like 140 million yen, and it's like it will never see the light of day, and that sucks.
Because he doesn't know how to manage money.
That could be the case, or maybe he's one of those.
No, that is the case. Look at Mighty Number 9.
Yeah, as we said on the Gamers at Large, Coben is a better Beck than Beck.
Which I will find that out soon enough.
Wait, you haven't won a game yet?
No, I haven't, because I just finally decided to stop procrastinating. And
well, you'll see. You'll see when you play. You'll see.
You'll find.
That was what Beck was going for. That's what he was trying to do with Beck, and I think Easy Creates just made a better version. It's like,
Well, basically, what it looked like to me was Beck was supposed to be what Axel was in freaking Mega Man X. So if Coben is anywhere near that, then yeah, he's definitely much better than Beck.
You know what? As someone
Axel was a shooter though.
Yeah, but Axel could copy and manipulate people's ability. He could transform into other characters.
No. I got that, but I mean, Copen to lock on to people, you have to dash into him like Beck.
Well, either way, I mean, same thing. Okay, so he has to crash into him to lock on, but
like Beck. No, that's why I said that. Okay, that's why I said what I said.
Axel did it without the crashing. Okay, whatever.
Here's the thing. I think as someone who played Mighty Number 9 and beat it, and I actually didn't think it was a terrible game. I think it was an issue of them running it. I think, and I can't prove it because I wasn't, in the board meetings or anything. I think some of that money was funneled into other projects for the Kickstarter. I think it was underfunded. I think at the end of the day, NT Creates was like, okay, like on paper, we've basically had a contract with these people. We have to complete this. So they did the best they could with what they could do. I think the reason the game is as lackluster as it is needs to be put on the shoulders of Inafune, which I will give him this much credit. He did say, any problems with the game, it's on me, which is a darn sight better than a lot of other developers who will release games that are lackluster and then they always want to blame other people or well, that's not exactly it, or
got you. Well, like I said, before we keep on going, I say acknowledge the chat. I want to say we have Footy Puncher in there. Of course, the game right there, he's going in there saying his stuff. Who's that person? But also Lupacillo, yeah, thank you for telling me about that tax. I'll check it out when I got a chance again, maybe over Thanksgiving, because I don't consider the jailbreaker boss. He was just like that was easy. That was easy. But that was a challenge to me. That was easy kill. But after Big Mouse and that other dude, where I knew like white on rice. I'm like, good God, I gotta figure out a way to defeat him. I said, Igagaki, you bastard, you gotta make the game that difficult. Son of a bitch. But then go ahead.
I think I read somewhere that Irikaki's method to making games is make them hard And if people complain that this or that it was brutal, he'll make it even more brutal.
Well, he did a good
Which is
job.
hilarious because his games aren't that good anyway.
Well, I mean, again, to each your own. I have not really fallen any problem to the game. It does what it's supposed to do very well, in my opinion. But I was just like I said, I basically hit that roadblock with it, which is a difficulty spike. I hit that roadblock with trying the third person as Blue for Silver is put up. But and no matter what you do, he got an instant kill, so it's like killing me right now. So I took it out. And then Legend of K has its like I said, I'm going through like 3 games that a lot of people didn't probably. I'm trying to recycle between them and see what's going on. And then, but now I'm playing Rodeo Sky Soldier, and I have to say, man, there's a lot of potential in that game. That one really, out of all 3, that's a lot of potential. Because the Wii version plays really good. I like it.
Yeah, it's like the logical progression of Nights in the Dreams. If Nights in the Dreams had more varied gameplay and a story that
but they put but the thing about it, they put the polish. Put the polish and the RPG status of it in the Wii U version, and of course the Wii version is the arcade version. So like, oh man, if you combine the thing with the control from the Wii, which is weird because it's on the Wii, you should have all you gotta do is carry the controller over.
You know what happened? I think that game was in development hell for too long.
I won't be surprised.
They got to the point that game had been in development for like 6 years. And I think they got to the point where they're like, we have to release this, you know.
I don't fault. I'm happy that they did that as a dual release. I'm not faulting for that. That was pretty cool. I went and I paid it. Like I said, the game is literally. I have to say, the game is that one. That one's really good. And again, the Wii version. I mean, to play it with your remote control, not even the remote control, just the remote itself, and do everything at this breakneck speed that thing could do it as you say, is the night, like it says, the evolution of the Knights. You right, Red, but to do some of the stuff in that game at that 60 frames per second, and kind of like a Sonic that's blaring fast, I'm like, wow.
Yeah. Now, I mean, look, I that's one of the things I really enjoy about the game is that it's like I like saying. It's really interesting to play a game that's made by the same creator over years and see the talents and skills of that creator get refined and better over time. Like really, you know, and I mean, this is the guy who made Sonic the Hedgehog, so you know, who led that team and put everything together. So, you know, I gotta, you know, I give props to Nights in the Dreams. I give props to people whose games get progressively more, their gameplay style, their skill gets more refined, and they get more skilled, and they put that skill to use in their next game. I like that. It's really interesting to see that type of growth.
Yeah. Well, like I said, that game, like I said, I give an explanation. There's a video on my channel called Let's Talk About the Games, where I kind of explain it and I show you the visuals, how it's different. The visuals are better, the story is better. They added more elements to the Wii U version, while like I said, the Wii version is more of an arcade version of it. So they because the controls are easier and to manage, the Wii version is more difficult. Because the controls are a little more archaic with the gamepad on the Wii U, they lessen the game a little bit. So there's certain things out there, but it's still, like I said, it's I'm enjoying it. Like I said, I played last night when I was on the Gamers Launch podcast, mostly, and I got about 5 stages in, and I basically stopped because I didn't want to keep on going without knowing the story because I couldn't hear the voice acting and everything what it was saying. But it's like I said, it's one of those games that like I said, I'm happy that it at least comes out, and just like I said with the thing, if it comes out, I want more ideas out there. So that's why I say I'm not faulting Bethesda. If people think I'm saying it negative, like, oh, I don't want Bethesda's game on a Nintendo console. No, if it's not my cup of tea, but other people wants it, okay, put it on there. But again, I just said I don't buy a Nintendo console for third parties. I buy it for Nintendo games, and that's basically why I buy it for. And the people who took the time to make a great game on a console, hey, I will give them nods up and whatever, because now, like I said, I mean, everybody's talking about, you know, as we first started before we got live, like everybody's talking about all these ports and stuff. Half of these ports are not going to happen. But again, this is November. You got like a month and a couple of days left. Let's wait until January 12th to learn what's going on and stop throwing shit against the wall like you did before. 'Cause half of y'all got wrong.
But I want to know. I want to see what's for Christmas now.
that's, that's mostly why everybody always do that crap.
You know, I want to see the surprise now. Like, the hilarious thing about all of this is that, like, it's like you said, most of these things aren't going to happen. Projects are going to get dropped. And here's the sad thing, is that these developers don't seem to realize that the more markets your product is in, the better it is. Like, if you restrict yourself to only one or two markets, you're shooting yourself in the butt. You know.
Yeah. Well, but like I said, we're learning. Like I said, shoot, we're gonna say Metal Gear Solid 5 learned that the hard way. Even before they did what they did, and I'm not saying they have to do it. It's same thing with. I say I'm hoping that don't happen to the same thing with Final Fantasy 15. I hope not. And to go, like I said, I mean, I know Doc's supposed to be. I don't know if he's in or not, but like he asked me a question. He's like, "How you playing the game?" I said, "Because I was on the team for Final Fantasy 15. They sent me the special edition." The PlayStation version. I just don't have a PlayStation, so I gave it to my cousin. I played over there.
Okay.
I don't have a console. I do not have the console. And
that's how we used to experience multiple consoles back in the day. Because not everyone was that kid who's had 2 or 3 different consoles. Everyone, like, you choose one, and then your friend had one. You go to their house and play their stuff a little bit. They come to your house, play your stuff, and that's how you
exactly. And that's
things.
why, and at the time, that's why they didn't have that much, fighting about Sega, Super Nintendo, all the other stuff. It really didn't happen.
It was there, but
that was there. But again, I'm not saying it wasn't there in a larger scale because
you don't even know anything I do, so shut up.
Okay, that was unique, Andre.
Okay.
It's random talks, all right.
Okay.
I think Andre don't know his child picked up the mic.
Alrighty then.
Since you're really interrupted.
I'm gonna sound like Jim Carrey with this one. Alrighty then.
I know, right?
Alrighty then.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, who's talking?
Nah, I was just saying. I was just sorry. That did throw me off.
That was from nowhere. That was like, what?
I know. That's what I'm saying. I know. He wants to move back the mic now.
At first, I thought a troll got in here. I was like, what?
Nah, I try my best not to do that and set up, but I was gonna say like it's well, also that a lot of people can't even have patience, and that's on the gamer side. We can't wait for things no more.
Nobody can wait.
We just gotta have it now.
Well, yeah, they have to have it now. And the thing is like, like this stuff isn't gonna lose its value. Like when I say lose its value, I don't mean its monetary value. I mean it's not like whether or not you play a game now, or six months from now, or 6 years from now, the enjoyment you get out of it isn't going to be diminished through time.
No, it isn't. But some people put the perceived notion that I have to play this game now to enjoy it. I mean,
exactly,
which is weird to me. I'm not gonna put on, like I said, I did not play Batman Arkham City the same time as a lot of the people. But when it came to my console of choice, I enjoyed it. I had fun with it.
I think it's because I think it's because how the internet is and whatnot with Twitch and stuff. Everybody want to be the first to let's play this game or let's unbox this game to get hits.
Well, again, it goes to what I did, my last video that I put up, the YouTube Fame Demon.
Yeah,
you're gonna put up when you put a fake a 3D replica of the Switch just to get likes and views.
Yeah, that was kind of that was lame.
That was more than lame. That was shitty, man. That was just like and if you look at the what I put in the video that I showed you, if you look at the live stream in the chat when they were going on, like, you people are crazy. None of y'all got think for a second like that's kind of weird.
Yeah, and here's the thing. It's like none of these people were thinking who actually believed it. Just think about it. Do you honestly think Nintendo would give a Switch this far out to just some random
regular guy? Yeah.
Like, seriously, really? They're going to do that? Like, let me put it this way. Okay. I'll give you 3 YouTubers who might get a Switch maybe a few days before it comes out, like, and show it off on their channel. Maybe Game Explain, because they are part of the partnership and they do have a large sub base. Maybe maybe the official folks from the Nintendo channel. You know, I forgot their names, but you know who I'm talking about. The dude with the beard and the Asian chick. You know.
Well, but that's inside Nintendo.
Yeah.
So that's inside Nintendo. I wouldn't count them.
Inside Nintendo, and maybe, just maybe Andre, Andre the black haired comedy, maybe. Just maybe those two.
Yeah, he has a good connection. Or also, if anybody else, somebody that nobody always keep on forgetting. I mean, he only comes up a news thing, but he also got a good connection with Nintendo. Triforce. Yeah, maybe Triforce, but I mean, some dude wearing a high top fade that style 20 years ago. No.
They bring they bring back the old haircuts, but they won't bring back the old style of rap music.
Okay, all right.
I'm sorry, the old style rap was. So it was very 90s. I'll put it that way. Early 90s, late 80s.
Mm-hmm. But no, but I'm just saying, like, that's the ego people do for stuff like I said all the time. These guys are doing it to massage their egos, which is weird. I mean,
although I will say this much: if it was the real Nintendo Switch, here's how that stream would have gone. Ding dong. Some dudes in black.
I got you.
And then you see the camera fall down, and you hear him get what kicked out of him.
Yeah, I got you.
And that would be that stream. Okay, it would not be like, because look, when people really leak Nintendo stuff, they go after them. Like, remember those people that leaked X and Y early?
Yep. Even though the people who did who leaked the whole Roy thing, and those bastards, they got fired, which is stupid, but whatever.
You know,
people, that's ridiculous. Cause you remember in the video he said, "I want to get freaking sued." Yeah, I was like, "Yeah, if that was the real deal, you would have got freaking sued. You wouldn't say that nonchalantly, you jackass. I know you would."
Like I said, like I've said in other podcasts, Nintendo will sue your rear end off so that you can't even go to the bathroom anymore, much less anything else. So I don't get it. I don't get, and people fall for it. Oh no, come on, man.
It's the egos, man. It's the egos. I gotta give a shout out to Elite Gaming HQ. Like I said, one of these days we gotta do also one-on-one, bro. I've seen your videos with the PC builds and stuff like that. I'm gonna ask a question right here, basically from Foodie Puncher. I'll patronize the people who come to the chat and talk. Basically, Foodie Puncher asks, what was since this is the fall season, is there any game at a fall level that you like? Anybody?
I need to figure that one out.
I mean,
what was the question again? I'm sorry.
What since this is the fall and autumn season, is there any game level that has that season that you like? I mean, I can get exactly one. I don't know if I think I called it. I messed it up. I think it's called Mushroom Highway or Treetop Highway in Mario Kart Wii.
Yeah. Oh, that's Maple Tree Way.
Maple Tree Way. Yeah, I like that one. I love that. That with the leaves and stuff. I like that.
Yeah, you took mine too, by the way.
I like those levels in Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze where like you go to the island where you go to the part of the island that it's
the Bavarian one.
Well, I forgot the name of it, but it's the one where it's like you're like in a forest and it's fall and the trees are coming down and stuff.
Oh.
And you got to do this jumping, like you got to get the timing down pat.
Yeah.
And like the leaves float for a little bit, but if you stand on too long, they fall. And it's just that's kind of a cool level.
Yeah, that's what Foodie Puncher said that he liked too. That same level, Red.
Me too.
I'm not sure if Pokemon counts.
It's your level. If you got us some with Autumn, yeah, talk, man.
Well, it does. You know how the season changed in the latest Pokemon entries. I think that somehow counts. Also, there's a Harvest Moon DS.
Oh yeah, that's a good game.
Yes, I like the fall music.
I'm just gonna say this: the Raccoon Leaf. Mario.
I'll slap you, silly boy.
Oh, I'm not sure this also counts, but I also bought these 2 games the other day.
I could send in a one, which was a good, which for me I liked it. I played and I love it. Was Mushroom? I forget the name of it, but the first and second stage changes from Sonic and Knuckles. When it's green in the first level, but when you get to the second act, it turns into fall.
Yeah. I like levels like that.
Yeah. Go ahead.
I was about to say that Animal Crossing stage in Mario Kart 8, because sometimes the season changes every time. I like that stage pretty good.
Go spring, summer, fall, winter.
Yep.
About this
Cave
title.
Story. Cave Story?
Yep, 3D.
Oh, yeah.
Brand new.
That's good.
It's a good game.
Oh, and I'm also buying
game.
I'm also buying games for my old dead console. Well, dead console.
Oh,
Fragile Dreams.
Fragile Dreams.
As long as you're enjoying it, you know.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, but you know how gamers are today in the community. It's hard to do, man. You gotta talk about games. You never can play them.
Well, you could talk and play them, but again, most of those guys talk about hardware more than software, and that's why I changed it up to like actually like fall like Fruity Punch just said. What was your favorite games like that? Like, I mean, I have to say also. Go ahead.
Can I give mine?
Go ahead.
Essentially, the Honey Bee level in Mario Galaxy when it's autumn thing.
Oh yeah,
that's a cool level.
Yes, I forgot about that. I forgot about that one right there. That was not bad. Hell, I mean, like I said, we might even bring this out back up. Like, I like how it's like some of it also. It's not some of it. It's set it the way you set it, like in 3D World. I like how that's set up and stuff as well. And Pikmin have some stages where it's fall. Oh, sorry, which is like fall-like.
Yeah.
So so that's pretty cool. Let's see. Rebound King says Sega had a survey in Japan on which classic game they should bring back. Sakura Wars 1 with Jet Set Radio in second. Do you think Sega is going to actually make those games now? No,
they're just going to re-release them on Steam.
Sakura Wars is not that accessible of a game. It's but Sakura Wars is codename Steam. So no.
They're just going to re-release it on Steam. And if I had my druthers, I'd want them to do Skies of Arcadia too.
Yeah. No, I'm with you with that. I am with you with that, Red.
Wait, can I just say something? If Sakura Wars did win that poll, I can only assume it's because it's one of those games that people heard about but never played, and to show that you got street cred, you did, and that you want a new installment.
Well, I don't know.
Like F-Zero.
I don't know about say. I could say maybe in America. I wouldn't say in Japan. There's been games in Sakura Wars over in Japan.
They've had more of them released in Japan
than over here. So I would say that's different.
Yeah.
But I don't. But again, to bring it back over, I think he was talking. If you bring it over here, no, because those games, like I said, Sakura War is a codename Steam. The difference is he has mechs in it.
Yeah, and swords and stuff.
Well, yeah, but you're doing the same. Shoot, turn base. Yeah.
Couldn't they just release it like an eShop title instead of a physical?
Well, that's what I was thinking. I was like, because I mean, these days Sega isn't like they used to.
I wonder how much that game costs. Go ahead. Sorry,
they probably put it on eShop and Steam. That's probably what you do. Like eShop, Xbox Live, PS3, Steam.
Hey, if you can't bring it physical, then digital is the way to go, I guess.
Well, I mean, listen, okay. Like I said, people who, when you're talking about Sega and Capcom, look, it's not like it used to be back in the days where you can demand everything to be physical. Look, as long as you get the game, because there's certain titles in in the Sakura War series that I would like to play. Heck, I wish Bandai Namco would take a hit and bring over some of those Super Robot War games.
Oh, yep. Don't remind me.
Even if they were on Steam, I'd get them. And they're not graphically.
I would. That new one that's coming out, I want. That's. Dude. Don't remind me. That remind me. That one I would. Yeah, I would. I would wait, of course. But if you put it on PC, guys, I would buy that. Hell, come on, man.
And I'll keep it real. Look, I understand that the mainline ones that use like IPs from established franchises would be a nightmare to get. But the OG game,
that's the one. That's the new one that's coming out. The Moonwalkers. That's the OG.
The OG ones would be very easy to port over.
Yep.
It's just like I said, Namco Bandai is one of those companies. It's very. They're 50-50. Half the time they're there, half the time they're not there. So.
Nah, I can't disagree with Red with that one. That's what I'm saying. And sometimes they do some ports right, some not. I'm like, really?
Like I'm still mad about that Soul Calibur too.
I hear you, brother. I mean,
I'm still mad about that. I'm still like, you dirty, rotten scoundrels.
I know you're right. And
it's a shame everyone else has a version of their game for their console, but not the best version. And yes, I know people are going to say, well, that's your opinion. No, the one that has Link, the one character who really belongs there, is the one version that didn't get remade. That, my friends, is what we call bovine scatology.
God damn it, Sprite. I read that.
Like, PlayStation 1 had Heihachi. Okay, you're a dude who fights with his fists and feet in a competition where everyone has swords. Yeah, you fit. And
he was the Iron Fist.
Yeah. And the Xbox One had Spawn. Okay. Spawn, he has an axe. Okay, cool. But then you have the one character who totally makes sense to be in Soul Calibur. Twilight Princess Link. I know it wasn't Twilight Princess Link just at that point. Basically, it's Twilight Princess and you don't remake that one, but you make and it bombed on the PS3 and the Xbox 360. But they didn't release it for Nintendo system. No, they didn't.
Oh, some things that makes no sense to me, really.
Bastards.
Yep.
Sorry. Namco Bandai, I have a love-hate relationship with them because I like the Tales games, but the one franchise I've really wanted them to really put some... The franchise I really want them to put some muscle behind, they don't.
Okay.
So, what are you going to do?
So if you want to buy the game used, which you can, of course, you can buy the game used for the Wii, for the PlayStation. You can get it for $39.
What game is this?
This the Sakurai Wars. So Long My Love, the one that they ported over to America. They translated it to America.
Oh,
wait,
you can get it. You can get it for $39.
one?
The Wii one is $35, but that's used. You might get a little bit lower than that. If you want it brand new, you paying pretty pennies though.
It's a good game though. I mean, it's
yeah. I mean that's when if you want a box art and the whole 9 yards. I can see that's why I bought it brand new when it first came out because I was like, what is this weird game looking like? Huh? And I picked it up and I was like, all right. And then I got entranced with the whole mech thing again, and I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. So yeah. And again, and then it had it has. Of course, I got to go back to the damn game because they have 5 different endings. I only got one.
You know, another game that had mechs that was really cool. It had multiple endings that came out on the PlayStation 2, and they did like a weird like sequel to it on the PSP, but the PSP version didn't do that well. Steambot Chronicles.
Never heard of that one.
It was this game by Irem, where basically it's set on this island, and you're this guy who like survives a shipwreck and loses your memory, and basically you're trying to figure out what's going on. But the hook of the game is that like instead of getting around in cars or airplanes or anything, you've got steambots, which are they're steam powered mechs that you can basically customize, like change the chassis, the legs, the arms, the size of the engine, all that type of cool stuff. Paint job, you get like ornaments. It's actually a really good little game. One of my favorite titles playing on my PS2, believe it or not.
Yeah. Rebound King, wait, you acting like why you acting like a troll? So I tried to call Acclaim, Midway, Criterion, Maxis, THQ. You get comments on how the industry is doing fine. No one has answered for no reason.
Why are you trolling, bruh? Why you trolling?
Hey Andrew, what happened, man? Your son, or I don't know if your son or your daughter, but they took over your mic again, man.
Yeah, they tend to do that when I'm not in the room, but they won't do it with me in the room.
Yeah, cause we were talking, and next thing they're like something about this is whatever. I'm like, who the hell was?
It's like I don't care what you think. It's like he's like I don't care what you think. It's stupid. It's like what?
Yeah.
Who was that? Like I thought a troll had gotten in here. I was like, what?
At random chance, they just jump in.
Yeah, he did. That happened twice last time when we had not last podcast, but we had it a while back, and they jumped in twice. I was like, wow.
Yeah, because I walk out the room, and some people like to touch things when they don't have permission to do so.
That's kids, though. They probably got too quiet.
Mm-hmm.
See what you say now.
Too quiet.
But yeah, rebound. That's trolling rebound. That's just bad. Next time you got to go to. Let me see. Mostly to me. Next time you get to go to Ben.
How about you go ahead and call Hudson Soft and see how Konami's treating them now?
Are they dead? I mean, officially dead?
Who?
No, they're part of Konami.
Actually,
Hudson Soft
might as well be dead.
Here's the sad thing. A lot of the people that worked at Hudson Soft and made Bomberman and all those really great games we know and love left Hudson Soft when it was dying and went to work for Nintendo. The IPs, however, are still at Konami.
Which
sucks. I know, like I know people like Nintendo need to buy this coming or that coming. I'm like, why not? I'm like, they will benefit just getting Hudson Soft's IPs, like the licensing.
Look. Well, they did buy what was it?
Bloody War.
No. It's that weird Monopoly type game from Japan, except it's got like weird.
It's a Deki.
No.
Fortune Street.
Yeah,
AKA.
They bought the Fortune Street.
You damn weeb. No.
I mean,
believe it or not.
I mean, I am taking Japanese in school, so.
Anyway, but yeah, like, I mean, you like Secret of Mana? Well, I mean, while Square Enix isn't doing anything about Secret of Mana, Nintendo got the guy who made it, and now he's making a Secret of Mana-esque game for the 3DS. So, look, you might not get the game itself, but you might get a spiritual successor as well.
Yeah, come here, Andre, this talk already. This, okay, like I said, the only one of few companies that's been hiring in this last 2 years has been Nintendo.
But don't say that, because people say they're going downhill, they're in trouble. the door, because they had a console that underperformed, and I need to.
What's underperformed?
This isn't a.
Okay, wait. Let's be true. The way you said, yeah, I could see underperform. Can I say not be successful? No.
Well, no. That's what I was gonna say. Look, it underperformed, but it wasn't an abject failure. You want to know an abject failure? PlayStation 3 was an abject failure. Sony still has not recovered from the billions of dollars that they lost on the PS3. Sold over 100 million units. They still lost $13 billion on it, though. And they have not come back from it. Okay? I've told people this. They're like, no, PlayStation, they made money. Look, the hole that they dug from the PS3 is so deep that basically asking the PS4 with its sales and software, first-party software sales, and the hardware profit margin is just slim to none right now. is like throwing someone in a mile deep hole and giving them a baby spoon, not a teaspoon, a baby spoon to dig out. Yeah, they're going to be a while. Okay? They might die before they make it out. Okay, so I find it amusing. You know, like Nintendo was sitting on a gold mine that they made during the Wii and the Wii and generation with the Wii and the DS, and that was Iwata spearheaded that. Okay, so they're sitting on this mountain of money, and then they R&D their next console, the Wii U, that does 13.2 million, but their software is selling gangbusters. Now, would it be great if it had a bigger install base and software sold gangbusters like it is now, equivalent ratio? Yes, but the market is small all around. Okay.
It's weird how a lot of people don't catch on to that too. Like I said again, it's weird that it's funny that there's like in America, the last census basically 340 million people in America, and about 170 million of them is adults. And you can be successful off of selling 1 million games in most cases. In most, not all. Same thing with music. Same thing with music. Yeah. I was going to say, according to the budget, because again, because we got Final Fantasy. Hope he does good. I don't know yet. I hope he does when he comes out, and everybody go buy the damn game. And sorry, Andre, I got to do it again because I don't want it I don't want Square Japan to shuttered. And just like I said, with Konami did with Konami did it. Right now it's with EA might have done that same shit with Titanfall because they put that game in a sea of shooters around the same time as a bunch of shooters right now, which is kind of weird that they did that, kind of like how Ubisoft did with Smash Brothers. Yeah, it's like, what is going on with these guys? They're picking sometimes. Sometimes these people really do pick shittily.
Yeah, like everyone talking about, oh man, look at the sales of Wii U compared to Wii. But I'm like, well, look at the sales of the other two consoles from 360, PS3 to PS4 and Xbox One.
Exactly.
No one talks about that.
I mean, and let's not keep in mind that, look, if you want to say the Wii U suffered in sales, it's because, look, they saturated the market with the Wii. Okay, you're talking 100 million units sold. Okay, everyone who wanted to have, and the Wii sold to people who had not been gaming, who had never gamed or who had not been gaming for a while. Basically, there are a lot of people who bought a Wii and they're perfectly happy with it. They still play it. That's their family console and they're happy with it. And there's nothing wrong with those people. The thing is that a lot of those people aren't going out buying more stuff. Now, Nintendo made a mistake in trying to get that conversion ratio between those what I call core, those casuals who were just perfectly happy with that one console and their 2 or 3 games, versus a more hardcore gamer who has multiple games and sometimes multiple systems from different genres and stuff like that. Now, I mean, so the Wii U, and still the Wii U is not this overall failure. Nintendo just basically said, you know what, we're gonna hit the reset button and come out with something. We're going to basically, they're trying to eliminate all excuses that third parties might have to not support the system. They're trying to eliminate all excuses. They're trying to eliminate all excuses that the media might say, oh, well, the system can't do this. Because, I mean, as we've seen right now, these quote-unquote micro console, PC-like consoles from Sony and Microsoft aren't doing that well either. Okay? And if you don't believe me, why is Sony coming out with the PS4 3 years into the console's life cycle?
Upstep in that, yeah. Because because again, we can't. Now that we know, and again, I know this setup for the console because one of the people because.
Good.
Huh?
No, nothing. Just reading the chat.
Oh, okay. I didn't even check that for a second. But okay. I'm gonna say before I go into that, I now that I get a chance to see what the breakdown of it is in the the breakdown for the PS4 Pro and everything. Even some people have problems with that setup of that console, like
Fuck the PS4 Pro.
because one of the people who okay.
Your kids came back, Andre. Is that you?
That was me this time. Not my kids.
Got you, but like game like Brian and Leah, because in my backyard you have Insomniac Games, and they got it, and they're like, this architect that they set up for this console is weird, and it doesn't work pretty well, and this is an upstep. This is not what they normally do is just like the PS4 Slim. No, Slim is different. It's just like how they had the PS3 Slim and the PlayStation 2 Slim. This is different. This is an upstep. They know. Doing what they did it to a better. No, they have done efficient processors in the past with the 360 and the PlayStation 3. I got that. I like to see that, but they never added 2 graphics cards. They never did that. That's a different story. So
what's the point?
So what you're saying is it's not an upgrade to the already existing hardware. They actually changed the hardware or the architecture a bit.
Well, again, and the game is not, and this is the first time the console is not optimized because, like I said before, the games that came out a while ago don't work. And like I said, this is from Brian saying that, like he's trying to play Ratchet and Clank. He's like, why the hell it stutters in certain places where it didn't stutter on PlayStation 4?
That is just a fail.
And that game came out this summer.
Wasn't that game supposed to be optimized?
Yes,
wait.
it was.
Yeah.
Never mind.
No, but they said
I don't know why you said this.
No, but it's not. No, but that's not. But it's optimized to play. But again, it's not the count. It's not. It was out. It plays on the PlayStation 4, no problem. I played the game and I beat the game. I enjoyed it. I'm talking about a pro is having problems playing the game.
Well, yeah, because the hardware isn't new, but it's different from the architecture of the lead platform. The lead platform was the original PS4, and I mean, here's the thing.
But go ahead. Sorry, guys. Go ahead.
There's no incentive for developers to. I mean, you're basically seeing the Sega 32X CD thing happening all over again with the PS4 Pro. There's no incentive for developers to take advantage of the new hardware when it's easier for them to just stick with what they were doing with the PS4 and just do a little patch so that it takes advantage of a little bit of the graphical fidelity. Because I mean, we've seen those videos. We're like PS4 Pro. And it's like negligible differences. So I mean. If you're gonna I don't think financially Sony's gonna see the type of boom they want to see or think they're gonna see this fall. I mean this holiday season. I don't see it happening.
It's weird. Sunday has left the PS4 still a while.
What?
Sunday has left the PS4. Yes, that's still for a while. I mean,
the smart thing would have been like I said, the smart thing would have been like you made this console. You have this new thing coming out. People's gonna buy it again. It's gonna buy it, and then you have the backlog of the PlayStation 4 to sell. Okay, people who ain't played the PlayStation 4, blah blah blah. But if the games don't work, then it basically renders the whole thing mute. I'm just stating.
I don't know, man. I've said this before. I would love to be a fly on the wall to hear what's going on in the back boardrooms because there is something going on. I don't know what it is. I don't look. If you begged me to tell you, I could not tell you. But there's something going on there. I don't know what, but something.
Yeah, you're right about that. So it's just weird how that's set up. So let me go because since Renegade, we're in there. Let's say,
no boy.
Huh?
That's it.
No, I'll check it in. Let's see. Quick question, and what estimate units do Final Fantasy need to sell to make back the budget? 10 million.
Oh,
They still need to make 10
Yeah,
million.
I think it's higher than that.
That's still a big number.
I think it's probably break even at 12 million.
They said budget, but as I said, break even, budget back. I never said to be
profitable.
No, like break even is in to basically say, okay, all that money we pumped into this, we're going to get it back. I think for it to be profitable, it's going to have to sell well and above 12.
Yeah. I'm with you.
You know,
with that. But to break even, I said 10 million.
And I think, and I think in order to do all of this, I mean personally, I think that Square Enix Japan knows this game isn't going to hit that number, and I think this is why they went to Nintendo with their hat in hand. Okay, guys, we need to those games that made their budget back and were profitable in Japan. Could you help us translate those? Even though we made money off of them, we could have translated them years ago, and brought them over to other markets. You know, and I think they're trying to cushion the blow, if you will.
I don't know why. I don't know why is that Square Enix think that this is going to be like the next Final Fantasy VII.
It's not. It's not. And the next Final Fantasy VII isn't even going to be Final Fantasy VII. So
but again, Final Fantasy VII was lightning in a bottle, and that it cannot be replicated. Like, here's the thing: they should have been focusing on, like, they should have done what Atlas and other companies did. Yeah, you have your console games, but then you have your cheap. They're good. I mean, cheap to they're budget to make, but still pretty solid titles if you put on handhelds. Your cheaper alternatives. And they didn't do that. They were like, no, we're going premium AAA development with all of our console games. And they didn't figure out that you can't expect every Final Fantasy game to be Final Fantasy VII.
Yeah.
And also the reason why I brought that up, because look at all the stuff they're doing, like movies and all this, and merchandising and all that.
Yeah, I know that. That's why I'm
Look, anyone, I'm gonna tell you right now, you guys are great. I consider you some of my acquaintances, but I'm gonna tell you right now, if any of you guys buy a Final Fantasy 15 doll or statue, I'm gonna be very upset with you.
Okay, I got it. Well, again, just to give a reference for anybody listening, including to what you said, Free Point, to give you a reference, even if you heard me say it many times before. If Metal Gear Solid 5, The Phantom Pain, sold over 6 million, but at the point that when they were doing the end of the year thing with Konami, sold 6 million and did not break even, and that was 140 million. What do you think Final Fantasy 15 gotta do?
Well, if Square didn't,
That's gonna be horrible.
If Square didn't,
That's what. Okay, wait. I understand. That's why you saw me had to say what I said, Andre, on the DLL.
That is gonna be so horrible.
You want to know what really could have helped this game sell? If it was on multiple consoles and not just two.
That's why.
But that doesn't matter.
Well, like I said, they're gonna port it to PC because they said it themselves.
Yeah, they definitely gonna port it to PC eventually.
It's gonna sell so well on PC. You're right.
Hey, I didn't say it's gonna sell well on PC.
But listen. Though they might be able to sell this to all those middle-aged housewives that are still living their NSYNC fantasies.
Let me put
You guys ain't gonna let that go, ain't you?
There is an entire audience that is starved for RPGs. Okay,
but they don't give it to them.
They didn't give a lot of RPGs. They didn't like this is why a lot of fans, old school fans of Square Enix, just kind of look at them now and they're like, "You got to be kidding me!" Like back during the GameCube days, we're bringing a Final Fantasy to your system. Did we get a real Final Fantasy? No, we got Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles.
Not a bad game.
Not a bad game.
Not a Final Fantasy. No.
Not a Final Fantasy game. Yeah, it had Final Fantasy trappings. Yeah, it had Magicite and a Moogle. And Final Fantasy monsters. But come on, man.
Not a traditional Final Fantasy game.
It wasn't a Final Fantasy game. They just
Like
put
a-
the name
It was
on
a game. It was a game with the Final Fantasy moniker slapped on
Yeah.
it.
And
But
here's
It was a
the thing.
good
the funny
game.
thing.
It was good.
But here's the
It's
funny
not
thing,
about
though.
that.
But what you guys just said, and then after that, Nintendo been gaining a lot of spin-off. Here's the funny
Yeah.
thing, though. All the spin-offs made the budget and made profit,
Well,
Which is good.
look,
which
let me
is
put it this
funny.
way. As a hardcore fan of the series, because here's the thing: there was no technical reason why there couldn't have been Final Fantasy 12 on the GameCube because it was on the PlayStation 2, and yet
Okay.
we got Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles, which was, look, I own the game. I even have the Game Boy Link adapter that came with it, so that you could play the little Caravan Trails game. It was useless and kind of stupid, really, but I got it. And then on the Wii, instead of giving us some type of Final Fantasy game, what do we get? Crystal Chronicles, Crystal Bearers, because that's what we
All
wanted.
right.
Not a real Final Fantasy.
Everyone, I get an announcement.
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, I have an announcement too.
Well, Shantae Happy New Hero is officially done.
Congrats.
So it'll basically come out next year.
No, it's supposed to be December 13th. They
Oh,
changed
really?
it.
Okay.
Changed it?
All right. Good.
Have that game pre-ordered.
I'll get it.
Okay, what is SK?
Oh man, I finally finished seasoning up my turkey and my ribs, man.
Wow.
Wow.
Oh, I was listening all the time, man.
I know, man, but that was a good random breaking up the things, man.
I'm going to steal a line from Shadow Fox here. Outstanding.
That was unfortunately that was not breaking news.
That's breaking news to him and his buddy.
No. But back on subject. I was going to say, technically, I mean, well, I guess a lot of people didn't really realize it because it was WiiWare, but we got the Final Fantasy IV After Years stuff on the Wii.
Oh God.
That was about it. That was literally about it, and that was like segmented as hell.
Like, and here's the thing. Okay, here's how messed up Square Enix is. Okay, if you're going to release the After Years, wouldn't it make sense for you to combine that into the base game and just release the thing as one solid thing?
They should have, but they didn't.
That was inspiration for the Final Fantasy VII Remake episodes.
No, but they didn't. Then right after that, they went on to put the After Years on the PSP as a complete game with additional content.
Yeah. So, like I said, Square Enix if you're an old school Squaresoft fan and you look at Square Enix, you're like, what the heck is wrong with you people? Seriously, what is wrong with you?
Oh man.
And I'm the RPG guy. Like
No, I got to be saying.
Hey, not to change the topic, man. I'm gonna turn up the grill on Thursday. No, I'm gonna turn up the grill on Thursday, man. I'm gonna post some picture too. No, you know what I'm gonna do, man? I'll put some picture up for you guys, man. I'm gonna put the I'm gonna set up the grill. I have all my family coming over and stuff. I'm gonna take one of the TVs outside, hook up the Wii U outside. We're gonna play some Smash, and who's not playing Smash gonna be playing some dominoes and playing some music, and I'm gonna put up some videos, man.
So you're gonna actually have fun? Oh, how dare you!
Hell yeah! We're gonna be killing Mario Kart and Smash with everything else we're doing, because I'm gonna have some kids over and stuff. So.
And that's what it's supposed to be about. Like I said, fun. So,
yeah.
He's on a grill, man. You could talk in the grill.
Man, you don't know how many stuff I'm doing, man. I'm grilling fish.
You going back to style days, man.
Yeah, man. I got everything ready. Doing some. My brother is gonna come over, help me set up some coconut tarts and stuff.
Yeah,
man. Yeah, man.
It look like you'll be just because it's me and SK. It look like it'll be me and you back and forth with food again, man.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. I'm gonna pass something through the microphone for you guys, you know.
I hear you, man. I hear you. But I mean, Terrell, basically we just explained it because you were acting because you just saw what game idea just I'm just put up the whole 15 million. Like I mean, I just explained with as a comparison, and then another one would be wait, Renegade. We just asked which one you wanted to get for the platoon.
Oh, it's either the art book or the soundtrack. You know.
If I have to tell the honest truth, I have both. So that's what I say. If I have to tell the honest truth, I will have to say the soundtrack. The soundtrack's really good.
For what?
Yes.
For Splatoon.
Oh yeah. I think you put that soundtrack up the other day, right?
Yeah, it's on. I mean, yeah, mine is a mixture of a lot of stuff. But I have the official and the unofficial. The one was a mixture of more of the unofficial one on my channel. But the real soundtrack is a 2 days 60 something songs on it. And they do a real good job with the sound effects and everything. It's really good. So
hey, if I tell you guys something, man, last night, man, I had a dream, right? A weird dream, man. Yeah, you know, I'm sleeping, right, and I'm there, and man, I swear I was playing Mortal Kombat, right? But actually, I was fighting myself. And,
okay.
Man, I'm there, and I'm like, man, I'm just there, and you know, like sometimes you're dreaming, and it's like, man, like you think like you're dreaming, but you're also thinking to yourself, man, what kind of shit am I dreaming, man, right? And I'm thinking, I have a buddy of mine that had got killed a couple years ago, and I'm thinking, man, that I'm man him playing, and I'm giving him fatalities and stuff, right? And I just kept myself, I got up, I was like, God damn, what the hell just happened, man? Some weird stuff, man. But I don't know, man. Sometimes
everybody has them. When you play so much games, it goes to your mind and it messes with you.
Yeah, man. Man, some weird stuff have happened, man. Because there's times where, man, I ain't gonna say nothing. My office don't know, man. One time, when Fire Emblem Fates first came out.
Yeah.
And I remember I was driving going up at 95, right? And the traffic was moving slow, man. And I was there. I was fighting one of the boss at the same time, man. I pull out the shit.
Wow.
Running to the back of a vehicle, man.
I know, right?
Hold on. Doesn't Fire Emblem require a decent amount of concentration?
Yeah, man. But you know, traffic was moving so slow, man. And I figured, man, I could take a little five, man. And you know what happened? As soon as I started playing, right, I had a clearance, and all of a sudden a guy cut in front of me. And I was trying to close up the 3DS at the same time, so I tried to spring off the road. I hit the column on the side of the road, and it bumped me back into the back of the guy's vehicle, man. I just throw the 3DS out of the seat. I just act like I did nothing, man.
Wow.
God damn. Listen, man, my company, they didn't even know what happened, man. I just play like I didn't even know what the hell happened. Man, yeah, go ahead.
Jesus, man. You're crazy, man.
Yeah, I was just trying something, man. You know, sometimes when you get one of those games that get you a little hook.
Oh, man.
Yeah, man, that was that game.
I don't think I would have tried that though. Not with Fire Emblem. If it would have been anything, it would have been something simple like
Free to Ray.
And
what simple games are on the 3DS?
Yeah, well, I do it
simple.
I do. You know what, man? Like I said, it happened. After everything happened, I went out to talk to the guy. I went right back in the van and beat the boss I was fighting.
Wow.
Yeah.
No remorse.
Man, listen. At the time, I was thinking, you know, like you're thinking, all right, man. you know, it already happened. So, you know, all I could do at this point is just wait until.
It already happened. Nothing you can do about it. Might as well finish the boss song.
Yeah, so I finished. He only took me like a couple more hits until I kill him, man. And that's the reason why I was trying to just finish it, so I could have just turn off the system, you know. But it happened, man. And I just sit down there, finish the boss, continue playing a little bit more in the police game. I told him, hey, man, guy cut me off. But you know what's so funny? I mean, I got the ticket. Well, actually, I got the wrong, but he didn't give me a ticket. Okay. Because the reason why he didn't give me a ticket is that because actually it was both of us that were wrong. He only gave me the ticket because I ran into the back of the guy. Yeah, but he only made me wrong because I ran into the back of the guy. But he didn't give me a ticket because the guy actually cut me off.
Man.
So it kind of worked out, and so it didn't work out that bad because I didn't have anything on my jive my record my jiving record, so I was actually good. But it was just so weird because I sat down in the truck and I was like, man, this shit just really happened to me, man. The one time I actually took the console with me to work, and that actually happened, man. But like I said, man, hey, wasn't too bad.
Well, if you're that bored and you have nothing else to do, then you might as well.
Yeah, that's why I take that. You know why? You know what? That's why the Switch actually is a good idea. Because me personally, like I've told like and some of the other guys, man, I'm not really that big into handheld gaming, but I'm getting used to it now. Now with the Switch and the type of work that I do, I'll have a lot of time to actually play it on the go, and you know, I don't even care if the battery life is 2 hours, 3 hours, because guess what? Most of the time when I'm playing, when I'm actually at work, I'm either inside my work vehicle or whatever the case is, and I'm just basically, you know, sitting in my vehicle and playing stuff, so I can always have it plugged in.
He's a crazy dude, boy.
Nah, I ain't too bad.
Rebo King, what is wrong with you?
You see, when you get the good type of work, man, you put the stuff like that. No, I'm basically my own. I'm basically my own boss with the type of work I do, so I could kind of control the situation around me.
Ain't you lucky?
I don't work.
I know that's your job. I know that's your job. You tell me a long time ago, but it's just like that's just some crazy stuff, man.
Yeah, well, you know what? I do a lot of crazy stuff, man. You know how many times I'm actually, because you know the size of the equipments I work on, right? Half the time, man, when you see I'm inside one of those equipment for a long period of time, what do you think I'm in there doing?
Got you.
Again, man, I'm in there playing like right now. The game that is in my 3DS right now is Project Class Zone. I'm trying to finish it up. Man, I'll be in there for hours at a time, just sitting there.
Hold on, which one?
Which
one?
One? The
yeah. Once you beat that, you gotta roll right into 2.
Oh yeah, I'm planning to.
Now you just beat that game last week, the first one.
See, and you said I'm slow. God damn, I beat that a while ago.
Well, to be fair, I was giving it
no, I was talking
a second.
I was talking about. Talking like I was slow with Gunvolt.
Yeah,
I got that, and I still haven't beaten it.
I gotta get 2 because since I beat 1, and I knew the ending was one was going to end the way it did, and I was like, I know this is going to happen. It's damned if I wasn't right. I'm not going to spoil it for everybody else.
But you ain't know. No. But you do. Yeah, well, yeah, because you were doing it all way like Jay. Because Jay and you thought I was like, there's a true ending. And you're like, what? I'm like, yeah, that's not the ending you all thought it gonna be.
Yeah. But like once I got to playing, and you get to like the last 2 stages of Gunvolt, you start to wonder like, there was somebody that was supposed to be there that did not show up at all. I'm like, come on now. Like that was too damn obvious.
Yeah, okay. Since I can't spoil, I can spoil it, but you're right. Yeah, when he didn't show up, you're like, okay, so that's weird.
I'm like, okay, like you followed me, but you didn't show up anywhere. I know what your game is.
Yeah. Yep. But I mean, but at least they made it easy in Gunvolt 2 to get a trained in. Whew, thank you. It's a pain in the butt, but it's not as pain in his butt as to try to find out doggone jewels.
Tell me about it.
You actually Anderson, tell me about it.
Hey, he's got all. I got all the gems too. It's just that final boss. My God. And then you got to kill it quickly before the instant kill.
Yep. Too bad Brownie ain't here to talk about that. But that's cool that you guys that he had. Like, actually, I mean, you can get. I used to have that when I used to go to the studio, but I can't do that now because Anderson and Renegade didn't know it because they got jerk managers.
Yeah.
Those
guys. Don't mention them.
Yeah, I know. Those guys are jerks, so it's like I can't think about it. So
Well,
I
was gonna say, I'll go for it.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say,
I was just gonna.
Shit.
Go ahead, Renegade.
This is random. But my boss just quit. She quit. Now she's moved on to another job, which is fun for me.
Oh yeah, after what they did to you, we're not gonna bring it up here, but after what they did to you, hell yeah, that's pretty cool.
I'm like, good riddance. I'm like, you will not be missed, and I shall not miss your advice. Your advice
I know
on.
you miss her, because I know you said we keep it PC here, but yeah, I know you were happy to get rid of that chick. I would be too, man. I would be too. I don't want to hit on that drama crap.
Nope.
Not at all. Not a single time.
Can I just say this? This one comment in the comment section stood out, and it's from Rebound King. I'm like, what is wrong with you, dude? He says,
Rebound is a clown.
My uncle grandpa who works at Nintendo told me that the next Metroid game is going to be Super Yarn Metroid, and it's a launching title with the Switch.
Yeah.
As bad as that sounds, I would be somebody who would be willing to actually put a game like that together just to mess with people.
I saw your video where you talk about just the troll. You said Nintendo should troll people for what they're saying.
Well, you talk about the dude, the comment that was made. Stop talking about games. Just show us the Switch. Well, just show us the NX. I'm like, okay, I would have been the person to do that too. I would have put up a 5-minute video. Maybe not even that long. Maybe 2 minutes. I'm like, you guys want to know about the NX? You really do? Well, here it is. And then walk the fuck off the stage, and that would be that. Not say a word.
Not show anything, but just walk away?
No, just show what it looks like. And then walk off. Like, you wanted to see it. Here it is. I'm gone. Bye. And I would have definitely been a smartass and left them with an empty shell, because somebody would have wanted to run up behind me and see if it worked.
Not only to see if it worked, but they want to run up behind you and see if it has if it's if what to get it inside of it.
Yeah, they go take it apart to see the. Like, this is surprisingly light.
That's one thing about Nintendo I do like, that they make sure that they don't die cast a lot of this stuff, so you don't know what the hell's inside the system if you take it apart. You ain't getting no secrets from this bitch. They make sure of that shit. You ain't getting no secret. Cause you break down Wii U, that's all you can do.
You can get
unless if you could read the serial numbers to figure. And that's if you could read the serial numbers to figure it out.
Even that might not be right.
Well, yeah, serial number really don't tell you too much in the way it's set up because it's just a bunch of numbers. But I mean, yeah, if you break down the Wii U, the die, they don't say like it used to be back in the GameCube era and stuff. They don't say IBM. They don't say AMD. They don't say what the part AMD's code 16. No, it's just a blank slate.
I mean, well, this time around you wouldn't need Nintendo to tell you anyway, because Nvidia's already doing that.
Well, no, I know they tell you that, but it is again the Integra. They're using Integra, we know that. But then again, it's I mean, it may not invest anyway because it's funny. But I still remember when people said that shit when it came out. Oh yes, use Integra chip, blah blah blah. Okay, they're gonna use x86. Literally, on the
I wonder how somebody figured the Tegra chip was going to be x86.
They don't even know what x86 is.
I was like, hold on. Like, you do realize that x86 is not a mobile... never mind.
Leave him alone.
Damn. Leave him alone. And I'm not a tech guy, but I know that much.
You said
is it bad for me to say? Is it bad for me to say I don't even know what x86 is?
That's what PlayStation, Xbox One are running on, and that's not getting them optimized games.
Oh.
No, because they try to make it.
I still don't get it.
They try to make it too much like PC, which is the problem.
Oh, okay.
Because they try to think that they can make it scalable to the PC and stuff. In some cases it works, some cases it does not.
For the majority, it doesn't.
No, but because they tend to use the Power 8 ARM, and they do it again. They're gonna do it again because they don't run architect systems that's proprietary to them. They don't. They never have. Just like how we had to talk on Doc's podcast when everybody's like, oh, the Wii, which I'm gonna do a video about that too. I'm spoiling all my videos here, but everybody's like, oh man, the Wii U. What it was Edison had it better. What it was saying the Wii U, the NX controller is the controller. What Edison?
So it's quote unquote the most traditional controller in design Nintendo's ever done.
Hold on, someone actually said that.
A lot of people said that.
What? What?
That's what we were saying. That's what we were saying on OGL. I was like,
hold on. A controller that you can modify is a traditional controller.
That's what I thought.
What?
I was like, what?
What is this? The stupidity.
Oh my god.
I think the Game Idea guy's gonna lose his brain cells.
I've already lost enough dealing with these dumb people. I'm just like, oh my god.
That's what I was saying. And someone was saying, is this the conditional most traditional controller back to the GameCube controller?
Hold on.
Like,
A controller without a controller it has a default mode that does not have a D-pad. It doesn't have a D-pad whatsoever.
Which controller that?
But
the Switch.
The Switch controller.
The Switch.
Oh.
No, it's
well, my controller don't have a D-pad.
I'm like, how the heck is that traditional?
How is it traditional?
No,
Let's see, because it doesn't. Well, it's traditional because they say so.
Exactly, and that's as far as it goes because they don't have, like I was telling Anderson and Kanoshi that night when I was like, they don't explain it out, but I like to use. Like I said, just like me and you, SK. I said it yesterday on OGL. I was like, I know I come from a different country, but I know I like when people. If you said a word. I know the definition of word. Let's just use the word. Let's not try to make no new damn definitions, okay? Because y'all try to change
so hold on then.
all the time.
I got a new word.
If the Joy-Cons are traditional, what does that make the Pro Controller?
Well, I got a new word.
A radical.
What is this game?
See, my new word is old jackass.
That's more of a phrase.
And the thing is, when people like the old jackass says that these things it's traditional, everybody else wanna follow because you know what? When you come around YouTube, right? If one YouTuber jump in a pool in a puddle of acid, the rest of them follow. It doesn't even matter if it's dangerous.
I call them lemmings. They're lemmings because that's what lemmings do. They follow blindly without thought.
Yeah, it's like one person said. You know what's so funny? One of the guys, I think he was Renegade, that said that he didn't know what x86 was. Was that you?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
That was him.
You know what? I give you respect for that, man, because you know what? There's a lot of people on here that actually doesn't know what it is neither. But they act like they don't.
True.
I'm still trying to wrap my head around that stupidity. That's just.
You know,
But
that is brain-breakingly stupid.
Okay, well, check this out.
Okay, go ahead, SK.
Okay, I was looking at a post today, right, on Google Plus, where I think it was from my Nintendo News or something, right, where it was basically what it was is they were saying Nintendo is clamping down on people that is using the Zelda characters in exotic forms, like tagging them and doing like artwork and making them like sexual and stuff like that, right? And when you look at the comment section, people is going all crazy and stupid. And I'm like saying to myself, I don't understand how people could be such jackasses, right? To expect to just take people properties, do all kind of bullcrap, expose the properties to all this type of bullcrap so that other people is looking at these things that don't understand what these things are and taking it for what they're seeing it as. It's a property of the company. The company have to protect their properties. That's their money makers, right? People want to go and take your stuff and do whatever the hell they want to do with your stuff, and you cannot tell them anything. I don't know what type of world these people live in. I swear a lot of these people doesn't leave their home and go out into the real world to understand how the real world works.
I would say a lot of them don't.
Well, they do. A lot of people do.
Because what people don't understand is, just say someone who isn't into video games goes and looks up Mario. And the first thing they see is a picture of Mario standing with his dick out in front of Peach's face.
Exactly.
What do you think their impression of Nintendo was going to be? And they hear, this was a children's game? This isn't a children's game. And that's how a lot of the quote unquote soccer moms will respond to something. And that's how they get those rallies together and rally against something to get it taken off the shelves. That happens because there are people who aren't willing to actually research things, and they'll go with the assumption based on the first thing that they see.
Exactly, because these YouTubers don't understand that the world doesn't cycle around them. You see what I'm saying? They think that whatever they do or whatever they say is the way that things is supposed to be. They don't understand that even though you're in a YouTube community and you buy games for buy whatever all the games that come out or whatever it is.
No, you were about to say it right. You buy games for a living.
Yeah.
Right?
I would try to make it sound good. But you know what? They don't understand that they're in the minority. The majority of the people that is out there buying games is the people that don't even come onto YouTube and follow none of this crap. And that's why a lot of time they get lost in understanding how products work and stuff like that, because they just go out and they follow trends and they buy and all this stuff. Majority of the people that bought PlayStation 4, they didn't buy PlayStation 4 because of games. They bought the PlayStation 4 because they know somebody else said that the PlayStation 4 were cool, and they see how the PlayStation 4 is advertised, and the kid or whatever decide that they want that because that is the popular thing, and the parent go out and buy that. Because I have a friend of mine actually that was my son godfather was just here a couple of days ago. He's planning to go buy his son. He came to me and he was like, yo, what should I get my son? Should I get him a PlayStation 4 or should I get him an Xbox One? he was telling me originally that he was gonna buy an Xbox One for his son, but apparently his son must hear other kids that is talking about the PlayStation 4. So I turned to him and I said, what games do your son play? His son plays sport games. His son is one of those football. He's a football player. He's playing football in school right now.
Either one would be good for him.
I turned to my friend and I said, you remember the other day you came over here and I was playing a racing game and you tell me you want to play that racing game? That was Forza Horizon 2. I said, yeah, that is on the Xbox One. I said, my best opinion to you is go out and buy the Xbox One, because the games that your son want to play is on the Xbox One. And the games that you're telling me that you're interested in, those are Xbox exclusives. So go out and buy that system. Plus, that's the system that you have always bought because of the online features. Like he liked the idea of, you know, like he normally shop when he only buy what you call it, Xbox Live like around Black Friday time, and he always find it for about $25. Whereas PlayStation Network, for some reason, the price doesn't go down like our Xbox prices go down. So I told him, I said, so then he was asking me about the hard drive space and all that stuff. So I said, yo, you know what? Since you're gonna do it, just go ahead and buy the 1 terabyte. And he was telling me, because he was like, yeah, man, because I went to the store and they had the Wii U there and it's 32 gigs, and I'm looking at these other system and it's 500 gigs, and I'm like, what the hell is Nintendo doing? So I said, so I brought him into my room and I was like, okay, let me show you something. It's a good thing you asked me that, right? And this, right, and what I did is I showed him all my Xbox One games, and I showed him all my Wii U games, right? I showed him that I have a 2 terabyte hard drive, external hard drive on my Xbox One, and I have a 1 terabyte on my Wii U. And I opened up, I said, you see my Wii U games here? I have about 4 times as much Wii U games as I have Xbox game. I have about maybe 70. I have about maybe 12 Xbox physical copy games, right? And I have about maybe 40 Wii U physical games, right? I turned on the systems and I went into my Wii U stuff and I showed him. I said, look at how many games I have in here. I'm talking virtual console games and other games like, you know, full-blown game like Mario Kart and stuff that I actually have as digital games. I said, okay. So I opened up my hard, went into my my memory, and I was showing him my memory. On my Wii U, with all these games, you're talking about between 70 to 80 games in total. I've only used, I think it was 200, and yeah, okay. I only used like 200 and maybe 20 gigs in total. And you got to remember that I have a bunch of full-blown games on this on the Wii U, right? And I showed him. I only have on the Xbox side. I have, I think, is 8 games that is not digital games, plus the 11 that I have on the shelf. And I was showing in my space I'm supposed to have right now. I'm supposed to have in total, because of the 500 from the Xbox plus the 2 terabyte minus the 170 something gigs that the system take for the operating system anyway. I should have about So I should have about 2370 give or take, right? Right now I only have about, I would say about maybe 1300 gigs. So I already took more than half. I took what, about 1200 and something gigs just on basically like 16 games. I said, that's the difference. I said, listen, the thing about it is that when you buy that Xbox One, I'm letting him know right now. I said, when you buy that Xbox One and you put in those discs, because I'm going to buy his son the NBA 2K game for the Xbox One. I say, when I give you that game and you put in that disc, I'm telling you right now, you're going to have to wait at least a couple hours before that game, before you can actually play the game. It doesn't matter what game I buy here for that Wii U. I could just put it in and I go. And he's like, what? I said, well, I'm showing you, as I'm talking to you, I'm showing you everything. The reason why I'm showing you is because these are the stuff that people doesn't tell you. I said, this is the whole thing that is going on. You see, when somebody likes something, they have a tendency to shit on everything else just to make the stuff that they like look good. I said, me personally, as you could see, I have all the systems here. I prefer Nintendo consoles because I prefer Nintendo games. But I said I have all the consoles. I buy you the consoles because I like the exclusive on the consoles. So far, Sony haven't impressed me because there's nothing Sony is really doing for their system. It's just a bunch of third-party games. I said, the thing is, me, I'm going to tell you the truth. Whereas somebody else is going to turn, they're going to tell you all this stuff about this system is not good, that system is not good. But when you go to their house, they only have that one console. So they're already, you know, and I was telling you, I said the funny thing is people like to call other like people that like other consoles and stuff like that. But I have to talk to him in the sense of somebody that doesn't really follow video games. So you know, so I'm kind of breaking it down to you guys how I was talking to him. But I'm like, you go to one of these guys and he's gonna talk about somebody else that likes something else different. Say that person is something like a fanboy or those kind of stuff. I said the truth is, because I like this console, that doesn't make me a fanboy. The one that is calling me a fanboy, or whatever the case is, those are the ones that are really the fanboys. Those are the ones that are really the fanboys, because the thing is, those are the ones that have that one specific machine and carry that one brand all along, but they're the one turning around and calling people all this stuff. And I was trying to tell him, I said, man, I wouldn't even advise you to go to YouTube to look up any kind of information on any system, because the thing is, the YouTube community is so one-sided that it's so toxic that, you know, there's no, like, if you're the type of person that is interested, let's just say you see a game on a Nintendo system and you're interested in that in that, you know, that game and that machine, and you say, okay, well, I'm going to go to YouTube to do a little research on the system. The chances are you're not going to pick up the machine that you really want. You're going to, because people is going to persuade you to go buy something that you really don't want, just because of the fact that, you know, that's the product that they like, and that's the product that they want to see get pushed. And you know, when he left the house, he was like, man, you know what? It's a good thing you tell me these stuff, because when I go to the game store and stuff like that, and you hear the guys in India, the guys that don't even tell me those stuff. He said, man, I was gonna get the PlayStation 4 just because my son said he wanted it. But then, you know, the other day he was telling me, he was like, yo, I was home, had my basically he was there watching his son play. I think it was Call of Duty or something like that, right? But he said what happened is that usually when his son is playing the game, he realized that his son have the volume all the way down. So he said, man, he decided, you know what, I'm going to sit down, because he don't follow games at all. So he said that he decided, okay, he's going to sit down and watch his son play. So he turned to his son and he was like, yo, why you have the volume down so low? How can you hear the game? So he made his son turn up the volume, but his son is giving him the look on his face like, man, if I turn up this volume, I'm going to be in trouble. So he said he started fussing with his son, and he made his son turn up the volume, and then he just sitting down watching him playing. And he said, man, all of a sudden the guys start cussing and stuff. So he was like, what the heck is going on here? I said, exactly. That's the reason why, you know, with kids, you give them a system like a Nintendo console, and you know that you're safe with that. If you stick to those type of games, you're safe with that. When you go out there and you buy whatever your kids want just because of what they say that they want, the chances are when they go out and they buy a system like a Microsoft console, a Sony console, those are what you're giving your kids. I said, you know, Sony used to be you know, they used to have a variety where you could get the same type of exclusives and stuff on that machine where it's safe for your kids. I said the thing is though, Sony moved away from that. Now they don't push those type of games anymore. You might find one or two, but for the most part, everything else for them is the same kind of violent, cut off your throat, cut off the guy's head, blood blow up in the guy's face, you know, cussing and all this crazy stuff. That's what they're pushing. So when you think your kids are in a safe zone when you buy a gaming console for them, you just put them in the middle of a war zone.
Or in the middle of a cuss fight.
Yeah.
That's for fanboys? You might as well call them fan babies.
Well, and that's that's the problem I have. Like, everyone always assumed that, oh, Xbox is shooter, but as a late, the PlayStation is the exact same thing.
Yeah.
Shooty bang bang.
There's no difference. And you know what's so funny? I give you guys a joke, right? Last week I was online playing Mortal Kombat X, right? And when I jump on, man, he had this guy. The guy was listening to some rap music, right? And he had the music tone way up, and because I had on my earpiece, because everybody was in the in the bedroom and stuff. So I put on the earpiece so the noise don't travel around the house. So the dude have his music playing loud up. So I unmute my mic and I was like, "Yo, can you turn on that music?" Right? So he started, man, F this, F that, whatever, right? So I was like, all right, mute it back. And I said, you know what, I'm gonna fight him. So we started playing, right? So the funny thing is he win the first round, right? And he was like, man, yeah, man, F you calling me nigga and all kind of thing, right? But he was a black dude. He was a black dude. So he was like, yeah, nigga, you soft, whatever. So I beat him the second round, right? So all of a sudden the third round I had him almost enough. I think I was about to give him a flawless victory. He passed the game. So he was like, hey man, let's play another game after this. So I was like, no problem. So he was there and he was trying to, you could tell like he's trying to get a hit or two on me, right? But now I'm moving back on it because I realized I had him in the position where, he cannot win. All of a sudden he passed the game again and he started cussing me and calling me a fuck boy and all kind of stuff. And then all of a sudden he just disappeared from the game. Right, but what I'm saying is that this is the stuff that you run into when guys when you jump into these online network that everybody think that is that is supposed to be mandatory on every system. And what people
you know what I call that though? What he did? I call that BM. Bitch mode.
Well, that's what he did. It's so funny. I was laughing because one night the same thing, right? This was I think it was last year. I bought a Madden game last year, right? And I was playing with this dude, and they say the same thing, man. Dude, they're talking and he was scoring on me, and he having a good time, man, and he's just laughing. And all this time I'm trying to figure out what his plays because he's running the same plays over and over. Finally, I found a defense that could stop the plays that he was actually running, right? My wife was actually there sitting down watching because she heard the voice coming to the TV, right? And I was like, because I didn't have on my earpiece, so you could hear him talking crap through the TV. So my wife basically came on. She was like sit down there, like she wanna hear what this dude is, what's going on. All of a sudden, right? I think he had me like 14 zip or something, so he was enjoying himself, talking a lot of crap, right? By the end of the first half, I was leading. Second half, he couldn't do nothing, right? All of a sudden, man, dude did the same thing. He started cussing me, and all of a sudden, he just quit. The dude did first, and you know what he did before he did that? He asked me for like a friendly quit. And I denied because I was like, man, you were talking all this crap, and now you're losing. You wanna ask me friendly quit? So when I denied, right, he continued playing a little bit more, and then he's like, man, F you, man, and start cussing me and stuff. All of a sudden, he just disappeared from the game.
What I want to know is why can't these people handle losing? Like
exactly.
You can't take a loss you can't take a loss and continue playing. Like, do they not realize that you could learn?
Trophy, man.
Yeah, but
hey, Addison, you know what they need Alex trophy, man. And you know what I'm talking about. You need to get a do better trophy. A 10-year-old girl said that to some people, and somebody asked, her father asked them, but how do you kids work? Everybody said, no, we just do better. That's what they need to do, a do better trophy.
Yeah.
They can't. If you're going to give a trophy, don't
honestly,
give a trophy because they participated.
But Andre, you know what is so funny about this whole thing though, is that most of the time, right, because I put on my headpiece just because most of the time I just don't want my wife them to be interrupted with whatever they're doing, right? But the funny thing is, most of these guys are the ones that are actually, you're not saying anything to anybody. You're not even looking to be in like a chat with any of these guys. but you're just listening to guys and talking, and when they're winning and stuff, they're just going on and on and on. And then it's like soon as they realize, man, there's no chance of them winning the game, they quit. And then all of a sudden, like a couple minutes after, you might get a message, right? And the message, they send you a message, man, F boy, they send you a message, they send you a voice recording with them cussing you.
Yeah, I used to get stuff like that on Xbox Live. I remember those messages. Like if you totally stop somebody. Oh, like and this happened to me where I've been like completely outclassed, but then I'll be like, "Damn, that was a good match, man. I wish I was up to your skill. Let's play again. Let me see if I can get better." Yeah, these other two are just like
but that's some people out because I remember myself. Like okay, like literally his name is Ken, so hell. But the guy I grew up with. And he's in I grew up with him, and he's good in Street Fighter, freaking good. He used to get we couldn't touch him. That's basically where he could combo us in anything. So trust me. So my point was saying like you guys said, like we were all we were trying to do was not get a perfect. Yeah, not to get a perfect. We didn't care. We know we're not gonna beat him, but let's just not get a perfect. So we didn't care for the loss.
Like, look, we know you that good. We just want to get better at the game.
Yeah, but it's good to what you said though. Like these guys, look, that's one of the major reasons I don't like online, and that's why I'm not an online gamer. I'll tell you the reason why. Because I didn't get the chat like you guys game, but I did get a lot of quick game things, which is like that get annoying.
Yeah, it happened to me all the time.
When I play I remember I played Street Fighter 4 and Tatsunoko versus Capcom. I was like, what is wrong with you guys just quitting in the middle of the game?
They cannot accept
that is annoying.
defeat.
That is annoying. But like that happened to me a lot on Tatsunoko versus Capcom though.
Yeah,
people would quit right into the match. They just turn their Wii off and be like, why are you quitting?
They couldn't defeat Shing Long to stand a chance.
You know, it's kind of funny. It's kind of funny that also happened to me when I was playing Mario Strikers Charge online. Sure, I sucked back then, but then as soon as I started getting better, people started quitting mid-match, by the way.
Like, yeah, that happens a lot. Like, because people don't want their win record to be affected, so that's why all these companies got to now institute penalties.
Yo, I don't even care about that. I'll tell you something, man. The other day I was playing a guy on Killer Instinct for the Xbox One. Man, I think the dude beat me like 20 games straight, man. But every game I'm like, because I started to figure him out. So every game, man, I'm just getting a little bit closer. But he keep beating me, man. I don't even know how many games it was in a row. Finally, man, I started beating him because I end up had to switch character to get a specific fighter. I end up using Saber Wolf because that was the only person that I could have used to counter his move. Them that he was using Jago, and man, dude was kicking my ass, man. I think one game I don't even know how much hit combo he gave me, man, and a fatality. What you call it? A ultra behind of it. I think it was like 100 and something hits. I was like, God damn, man, dude was just kicking my ass. Finally, I started beating him all of a sudden. I think I beat him because I played him. I don't know how many games I played him. It was in the 20s, though. I beat him the last 2 games. All of a sudden, the dude stopped accept my my rematch. The first one, he accepted. I played him the second time, he didn't accept it. I was like, what? You know, me personally, I don't care about winning record, man, because like you were saying, Ligo, back home, right? He had this dude, a dude they call Andy, right? He had a gaming room in his basement, right? These are grown men. Back then we was little boys, right? But everybody used to go over by dude because, man, he had first they had the regular Street Fighter 2 for the Super Nintendo. And then Street Fighter 2 Turbo came out, and that was the game, man. Everybody used to go over there and sit down there and watch them guys play. I mean, there was 3 of them, right? There was one that used to use Guile, one that used to use Blanco, and the other guy used to use Ken. Man, those 3 guys, man, ain't nobody could have. We used to just watch them beat up on one another because we used to be trying to play these guys. man, it didn't matter what you do, man. It's like you're lucky to get a hit on these guys. That's how good those guys was. But you know what game they end up getting that I was actually par to par with those guys. But at some points I was even better than them because when the Killer Instinct came out for the Super Nintendo, that was my jam, man. Because once I got Archered, or I use Saber Wolf, I could have do a 99 hit combo. The funny thing is, the game used to stop at 99 hits, but I used to just keep comboing these dudes, man. But back then, man, gaming was a whole different scene, man.
Well, yeah, like I said, for me, like when I remember when Smash Bros came out, just like you, it was not going mine. It was my best. It was one of my partners them downstairs.
Yeah.
His mother had a good job, so she used to buy him all consoles. But she got a Smash Brothers, and she was the first person in our neighborhood that had a 60-inch screen projector TV.
Yeah.
And man, we were down there. Like I said, when Smash came out, and he bought Smash, and we was in 11th grade. Every day, I am not shitting you. Almost every day, we basically, so you come home from 3 o'clock from Charlotte Valley, we go downstairs.
Yeah.
But him, yo, what's going on? And we play that game until like 9, 10 o'clock at night. And we like I said, like all four of us, it's like good 6, 7 of us there. So we used to lose and pass up until we get better. That, like you said, like back then, competition was okay. I gotta get better. I gotta figure out how to stop Wacko move. I gotta stop this man move. But now they don't do that no more.
No, and you know the funny thing, the only thing we used to do when we get pissed is break controllers, man. Because sometimes
I didn't do that.
Oh, we used to do.
Nah, see, I wouldn't do that. I ain't had the money to replace it.
I still got teeth marks of my Super Nintendo controller.
Now, I used to squeeze my controllers a little bit, but I ain't never break them.
Yeah, I never break them. Like I said, I have little kid teeth marks on the Super Nintendo controller.
I tell you what we used to do, man. When we lose a game because we did a move and the move never came out, man, you just grab that controller and toss it in the wall, man. Sometimes you used to split it open.
So how did you guys consume your games? Did you guys? Did you guys?
No. Okay. What it was is this, right? It was What it was is each one of us had the I'm talking about the Super Nintendo now. Each one of us had a Super Nintendo. Every one of us had different games though. But some games, like a game like Street Fighter or whatever, we used to have each individual used to have their own copy because we used to practice and stuff like that. And then we used to go over by this one buddy, and we had multiple controls because what we used to do is like when a control, sometimes when the buttons them start sticking up, the control worn out, we used to go inside of that control and make another control out of a bad control.
Which you could do back then very easily.
Yes. So and what we used to do with the Super Nintendo, what you call it, the board itself in the controller, like sometimes when it's not responding, we used to open it up and you'll see like on the board itself, it used to be like black. We used to take like cleaning alcohol and clean them back up nicely and put them back together. And for some reason,
so you guys open up your cards.
I actually used to do that too. I used to do that myself.
I didn't know how to do that. Just blew into it. Hope it worked. Hope prayed to the video game gods that this game would work. I got hand-me-down systems.
He was on a weekend of prayer on that one. It was like
I grew up on
I gotta hope this control.
And I never got new games. All I did was either rented them or traded them, or somehow I would come across the game through osmosis of some sort. I don't know.
Hey, we
used to do the same thing.
You were gaming. That doesn't make a difference.
what we used to do is like, let's just say we have a game that we didn't necessarily used to play a lot, but somebody else used to have a game that we used to like, and that person, and sometimes they end up liking our game and we end up liking their game. we will just trade games, right? And then we'll play those games that way until like when the N64 came out. At that point, I was working on the airport back home, so I had a job. So what I used to do is I used to buy the games them myself. So we used to have stocks and stocks of games, man. But the thing is, it was just like I'll buy a game, but the game would never be at my house. It would always be over by my friend's house because that's where all my buddies were. You hungry, man?
What?
You hungry?
What are you doing?
He hungry.
He always gotta mess things up. Sprite always gonna be that. Guy escape.
Yeah, but like I say, man, but that's what we used to do, man. Back then, we used to just had a lot of fun. Just it was everybody there.
But like I said, but like you said right there, like for me and my boys, then like I said, that when the 64 came up, that's when the difference to become really. When Nintendo came with the 64, we play all kind of we call it. We play. Hey, Sprite, seriously.
You.
Yeah, I was Jackie Elmo.
He
ain't hearing.
No,
Oh, yeah.
I got him.
Okay. Yeah, I was gonna say. I want to say right here, like when we were responsible, when 64 came out, we played a lot of games. We played Mario Kart 64. We had Snowboard Kids. We had WCW.
Yep.
And WrestleMania. But the thing about it, one thing about the Nintendo 64 we like because everybody came with a different color controller.
Yep.
Nobody had the same controller. And
Yep.
like you said, like we used to take when we first came out and our boy used to stick, we used to take apart the controller so we get all the grime and dust from our hands and things off of the controller sticks and things, so we don't get messed up, and then put it back together and start playing. Now I can whoop your ass because my control stick was messing up.
Yeah. Hey, and you know what's so funny about this is even when we go on the domino table, right? Like we go between the big guys and we on the domino table. I have my back then it used to be my N64. I used to have my N64 controller around my neck anywhere I go because I don't know. Even if I go to the basketball court to play basketball, I have my N64 controller because at any point I could pop up over by my buddies. But I'm using my own controller because I think my own controller used to work better for me.
But
no. See, I did the same.
64 controller was terrible.
No, it isn't.
It's so hard.
It's confusing. It's not.
That's you. That was you.
For fighting games, it was good.
It was good at the time, and then you go to the GameCube controller, and then you go back to
the GameCube controller. Yeah, I'd say it's better, but I wouldn't say the N64 controller.
The controller is better in ergonomics and stuff like that. But remember, one thing about the 64 controller again, when people take the time to program the game damn system, everything flowed just good. I'm gonna tell you right now, I cannot play Smash Brothers, the original Smash Brothers, that easy with the controllers now. This original Smash Bros. Not the one that Melee, because I have the button memory for the 64 controller.
Yeah, well, you know what? With the 64 controller, though, I used to play certain games with one hand because you had the trigger button right behind the analog stick.
Yeah.
And you could have just like one of the games that I used to play with one hand. I don't know if you guys remember a game they call Extreme G.
Yeah, I remember that.
Oh yeah, Extreme G.
I actually did a video about Extreme G not long ago.
That was my game, man.
Yeah.
That was right. You could play that one-handed because you could use the Z to accelerate, and then you just use So I forgot all about that.
Yeah, man. Once you get in first place, you just control it with one hand. That you don't need to shoot anybody. Yeah, man. There was a lot of back then when people used to say, man, that controller to me back then, that controller was super comfortable. Because if I wanted to play my fighting games, I go to my D-pad, it was outside. If I want to play my racing games and stuff, I go to the analog stick and it's right inside. When we used to play 007, controller was a dream.
007 was the game for a long time.
Man, Man, that game used to make me get a spanking, man, because when I'm supposed to be in my bed, in the middle of the night, me and my brother sneak into the other room and we'll be playing that game all night, man.
No, they had that kind of situation. Cause my mother know for sure. My mother put my 64 outside in the living room, so I know for sure that living room TV she could see it.
Like we was gangsters here. Let me tell you what we used to do, right? For punishment, my mom used to take the system and lock it in her bedroom, right? You know what we end up used to do? We used to pick the lock and go into the bedroom, right? Be all on her bed and everything playing games, right? And she would never know. You know why? Because before we go into the bedroom, if wherever we take the console out, we used to mark everything. So we put everything back in the exact spot. Right? We make up the bed, we put everything. Check it out. My oldest brother is the one that taught us how to do those stuff. And then when my oldest brother started to work, he used to lock his bedroom door. So, but what we used to do is we used to take a knife, and stick it in between the door, and we used to have a bucket of paint. And every day we'll paint over the door, right where you slide the knife, because you leave the streak, right? And when we go into his bedroom, what he used to do is he used to roll up the control cables a specific way that he liked to do it. So we used to end up figuring out the way that he had it level up, and then he used to put a mark right by the console to know if the console move. Well, we used to go into the room and check everything, and we'd trash the bedroom because everybody will come over, right? And before my brother come home, we'll put everything back exactly the way it was. So he won't even know that we was in that bedroom.
Oh man.
Yeah, we was bad, man. Sometimes he used to come home, he used to be like, hey, somebody was in my room. Say, nah, man, how we gonna get into your room? We don't even know how to get into your room.
Fucking covert ops for playing video games.
No, but that's smart. I remember when we used to my next door neighbor, we used to throw a party. We throw the party, and I was telling him this is gonna get out of hand because I know how the situation is when we were in his house. And I say it's gonna be whatever. So I tell him my partner, I said, look here, you know what? Before you get crazy, let's take a thing. So we had a camera, a Polaroid camera, and we take a picture of what thing is.
Yeah.
We had a party, and then you take the Polaroid and you got you back up exactly where it is, and then there are no difference.
Man, I tell you,
do things, man.
Yeah, and let me give you another thing we used to do. You know, you had those slide up windows, right? When my mom getting ready to go to work, man, I always used to send my youngest brother because you don't expect him to do anything, but you always used to give him a couple quarters, right? And he used to go into the bedroom and unlock the window and come back out. The funny thing about it is that me and my other brother couldn't fit through the window. So we used to slide my youngest brother through the window, get him to unlock the door. He come back around and lock the door, just to play video games, man. Because that was the thing. We don't want, like, when we on summer break, we want our system with us all the time. If we can't get the gaming console, we're not gonna be home at all, because hey, if no game is home, we're gonna go wherever the game was. Yeah. And back then, everybody had Nintendo.
I mean, I'm probably not as bad as what y'all was, where y'all were marking stuff and taking pictures to make sure you knew where everything was. But once my eldest brother was the one that bought all the video games in my house, so because he was at an age where he could work and buy the stuff. Yeah. So when he would go out, or actually in the middle of the night when he would be asleep, because he would try to like put all the games away, and I would sneak in the room while he was sleeping and slide the shit out all quiet. We used to slide it out, hook it up on the TV in the living room, play for a few hours, and then slide that shit right back in like nothing happened.
Hey, you know what that reminds me?
He was sleeping.
Hey, you know what that reminds me of? My oldest brother, right? He sleep hard. sometimes we'll be in the bedroom because there's times, right, we'll be in the room playing with him, and he's just finished the game, right, and all of a sudden we're ready to play again, and we're waiting on him, and he's over there with the control in his hand, but he's sleeping, right? Then eventually when he catches himself, he turn off the game and run everybody out the room, and then he go to sleep. But guess what? We go right back in the room and play the game, right? When he start moving, we pause the game so everything goes silent.
Yeah.
And then as soon as he stop moving, we turn on the game and continue on. We used to do some stupid stuff. But I'll tell you what, the worst thing about it, if you see the size of a belt that my dad had, right? You would never do this stuff. Yeah, you would never do this stuff we was doing, because once my dad catch you, you're gonna get a beating. Right? My dad had a belt, he had a thing that they call a bull bud. Right? And the reason why he was actually a bull bud. But that thing, when he hit you, right, when he beat you with it, trust me, you see stars. Right? And he had that because a couple of us was actually bad. So, you know, we used to get beat all the time. My dad will tell me not to do something, and guess what? Soon as he turns his back, I go right to do it.
Yeah.
I got the,
Sounds like my kid.
I
got the marks.
Funny how that is now. Funny that you have a son that now.
Yeah, but guess what? But the thing is, I'm not going to do my son that. But I have the marks to prove it. Because that's why I said, if my son is half as bad as what I used to be, man. Because guess what? I have a brother now that is worse than me. They say that I trained my brother to be that bad. But the funny thing is, I couldn't have trained him because he's worse than what I ever was. The one thing about him, though, he's not going to mess with anything around me because of the fact that I know his movements. But,
Not you.
man, I tell you, boy, man, back then, because back, like, where we grew up and stuff like that, man, back then, you gotta be, like, you know, that you gotta be tough, boy, because if you're not tough, man, then guys will punk you all day long. Back in those islands, man.
I didn't have that. I'm gonna lie with you.
Oh, you know that? So you never go through where they put a stick on your shoulder and the guy blow the stick off your shoulder and you start fighting, man?
No. No. My village wasn't as bad as your village. So we ain't got about that.
It's all where I from, you know.
Huh?
It's all where I from. It's all where I from. Yeah.
Okay, well, good you. I'm not from, like I said, I Castle, so you know that. But I will say the only thing they did was bad, because remember, you still want to grow up just like any kid. You still want to hang out with the bigger kids. Then one thing I'll tell you: when you go down to the Castle,
yeah,
you better know how to swim, because they would that's the only thing that was bad. They would randomly throw you off the pair.
They used to do us that all the time. But guess what? What they didn't know is that we could have swim. You got to remember.
No. I got you. I understand that. I said you have to learn to swim, because I see you drowning and they'll jump in and support you. But you be there.
That's how I know
you be there chit chatting and thing. Yeah, me
that's
too.
How I know to swim.
You be chit chatting. Sitting on the side of the pair, they were talking, cracking jokes, and we're like we do right now. Next thing you know, they throw you off the pair. This pair is not no like you up in the air like a good ball. I think about 25 feet in the air.
Yeah,
and throw you off the pair.
Hey,
you come down, hit that water.
Yeah, and you know what's so funny about it, man? I used to drink water for days just because I couldn't swim. But back then, you know what's so funny? Once I learned to swim, man, that was it. And the funny thing about it, right, is that he had some grown ass man, right, back home. There wasn't man, you know what I mean, but they were much older than us. There was like say we were 14, 15. Those guys were maybe like 22, 23 years old, right? And he had this one guy. He used to walk around like a strong guy, right? Because he used to lift weights. He was muscular. The guy named Blaney, right? He always used to be messing with us because he was bigger than us and everything. You know what we used to do? We found out he couldn't swim. So you know what we used to do? Man, we used to sneak up behind of him when he going home from work. And we always had a piece of branch. and we'll just spank him with it, right? And we take off running straight down to the bay, right? You know what he do? He stand up on the beach, start throwing stone in the water because he cannot swim to come out there.
Hey, FK, do you live in the States or do you
Yeah,
live
I live in South Florida.
Do you have a Thanksgiving or do you
Yeah.
do something?
Oh man, I just seasoned up my turkey a few minutes, or maybe an hour ago.
Oh, okay. All right. What are your favorite? Do you have any Thanksgiving like video game memories?
Video game memory. Well, usually this is what we do every Thanksgiving. It's a tradition that we do every year. You see, I have 4 other brothers, right? So what we do, and I have 4 other brothers and a sister. What we do is every Thanksgiving they actually comes over by me. So we set up this every year. We just set up the systems. There's 2 games we play all the time: Smash and Mario Kart. I mean, the Mario Kart for Wii U we don't play that much because the battle mode on it is not that good. But before we used to play the one on the Wii, we will play battle mode all night long. Now all we do is we just play Smash. But it's a tradition, so it's not really boys come around, everybody's playing Smash, we just talking a bunch of crap, enjoying ourselves, laughing up a storm. Some of them might be drinking, so they're a little all over the place, and we just play games all night, enjoy ourselves, man.
So how long have you been? How long have you been in the States?
Me?
How long have you been in the States?
16 years.
Oh, okay. So you've been here for a while.
Yeah, 2000.
Wait. So you're the same as me, man.
Yeah, 2000. Yeah, I was in St. Croix before then.
You're the same as me.
Yeah, I was in St. Croix for.
That's what it was. 2000 for me too.
Yeah, I came up. I was in St. Croix for 2 years, and then I came up to the States.
Okay. That's cool.
Yeah. So but the thing is, but like I said, man, that's the thing for us every year, man. It's Smash Brothers is usually our tradition, I mean, back then, what we used to do, because like when before the Wii U came out, what we used to do when the Wii was out and stuff, we used to play a bunch of stuff like say the bowling. That my wife and stuff will get into that, the bowling and tennis, and we used to just compete with one another, and then eventually we'll just move over to Smash. And we'll just play Smash all night. The funny thing is we'll have all these other consoles sitting there, and no matter what, my brothers, everybody just want to play Smash because that is like a family, it's a family-friendly, beat 'em up, no harm feeling type of game. Because the good thing about Smash, and this is the thing that that's why I don't study the competitive scene, man. Because the good thing about Smash is this, right? Smash is one of those games, whether you're getting your ass kicked or not, you're still enjoying yourself.
Yep.
The funny thing about it is this: when you're playing games like Mortal Kombat, right? You getting your ass kicked, man. You're not even enjoying yourself getting your ass kicked because it's just there's nothing fun about getting your ass kicked in those type of games.
Mortal Kombat system.
But game like that as Street Fighter, because the thing is, like, those type of games, for the most part, I'm better than my brothers them. So after a while, they don't even want to play that game anymore, right? But a game like, say, Smash, whether you're winning or you're losing, man, something funny is always happening in the game, to the point where, because we play with items and everything on, because we like it that way.
Smash is a party game.
Yeah, and the fun. Yeah, and the funny thing is, man, we play that game, like, to be honest with you, man, we could play that game from morning to night and not even notice how long we've been playing the game, because the game is that fun. And especially when, you're playing with people that you could actually, like, you're talking there right next to you, man, we're beating up one another, something funny happen. Half the time something funny happen in the middle of the game when we're playing, we even drop the controller to laugh because of the fact that, it's just something so funny just happened. Because I got one of my brothers, the way we play, one of my brothers he's always like, we fighting one another, right? He'll be running all over the stage because he don't want to fight you, right? But as soon as your life get higher, all of a sudden he's following you everywhere you're going.
Yeah.
You know, because one hit and you're off the stage. So now he's trying to he's looking for cheap kills. He wait for somebody else to weaken you, and then he's chasing you around. So stuff like that we get jokes about because, you know, it's a no hard feeling type of fun type of game, party game. So what about you? Like, what you do around like Thanksgiving and stuff like that? You know, gaming wise.
Gaming wise, I don't really have any memories I do during Thanksgiving.
But you don't like you and have no like what you do like you go to like family events or anything like that?
Yeah, I just usually have family events, have turkey, and all the other, all the other good stuff. I just try to, when it comes to the holidays, I just try to hang out with my family because some of my families play video games, but they don't play nearly as much as I do. But
Oh, okay, okay.
most like every New Year's Eve, I usually have a like a big gaming marathon. That's usually when I have that's my years. That's the day I usually have my big gaming marathons, New Year's Eve.
Oh, okay. Well, you see, well, that's good because, like, for me, for example, because of my type of work and stuff, all year long I don't have any time. Like I'll buy games and stuff and I'll play. Some of them I'll beat, some of them I won't. But like this time of the year, is the time when I actually like slow down and stuff like that. The work and everything is slow down. So now, like in a couple of weeks, I go on vacation and stuff like that. So right now, so I got time. So these are the time of the year when I'm starting to like finish up games that I actually, started. You know what I mean? And I've whole kind of like little events where I'll have my brothers them come over and we'll play like certain games. Like say for example, like Gears of War or something like that. Me and my brother would go through the campaign together. Stuff like that we do. Because the reason why we do stuff like that is because these are the type of stuff we used to do as kids. So we kind of keep it like a tradition, like it's almost like a little tradition thing where we could kind of do things like what we used to do back in the days. It's kind of like give you memories of the old days, but you could do it at this point in time. So that's why we kind of do stuff like that. And that's one of the reasons why I talk a lot of crap, like I always talking crap about the gaming, the YouTube gaming community and stuff, is because like originally when I ran into the YouTube community by mistake basically. And when I came into it, I was expecting like, I was thinking, one of the first group that I ever like was listening to was the Gamers at Large back then. And I was like, damn, this thing is cool, and started following this stuff more and more and more. And that's when I started realize, man, it's not what you think it is. You find a group, a good set of people, and then you find another set of people that just looking to start drama. And then all of a sudden you start noticing that, these people are not really about buying, playing, and enjoying games, man. They're looking into all kind of crap. They're talking about sales of this and that, all this crap that is not necessary for for a gaming community. When you in a gaming community, what I was thinking when you come in, what I'm looking at when you come into stuff, you want to hear stories of stuff that people enjoy doing, stuff that people do, and different stuff like that. And you come into this stuff and you realize, man, it's a bunch of trolls and a bunch of this and that unnecessary crap.
Yeah, nobody wants to actually. A lot of people in this community they're not about video games. They're about those YouTube clicks, and the YouTube money and the drama. They could care less about video games. It's not what they're interested in.
Well, I tell you what, man.
But of all the things to pretend to be a gamer, you choose to pretend to be a gamer. I don't. That's the thing that baffles me.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. Like a lot of stuff I didn't even know that used to exist. Like a lot of this crazy stuff people following. Like back then, let's just say the GameCube and stuff didn't sell good. Back then, I didn't even have a clue whether the GameCube sold good or it didn't sold good. I would just focus on the stuff that I enjoy. You know what I mean? And it seems like now it's like I don't know if it's just a different generation of gamers, but then the sad part about it is that you could say it's a different generation of gamers, right? But then when you look into in the community itself, you notice that it's really the people them that is starting all this crap is people that is my age in their
That's the
30s.
same thing.
You,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Middle 30s or late 20s, whatever you want to call it. Is the guys that are actually prolonging all this drama crap, and you're like, man, it shouldn't even be about that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's why, like, and it's so funny because it doesn't even take long to figure out the guys. You come into the community. The funny thing is, when I came into the community, I used to look at because of the gamers at large group and stuff like that. You run into to guys like Gamer Nate, them and Zen and all those guys, Francis and all those guys, right? And then you start noticing, man, that these guys are not really what they say they are. They're all over the place. You can't figure out what they like and what they don't like because they tell you they like one thing, but then they're doing something else completely different. And it's like you expect me to really like sit down and follow you and you know when you're changing up the way you're doing things all the time, you can't even figure out what this guy is actually like. And then it's like when you question some of these guys for the stuff that they're doing, they're more pissed off with you because you're basically asking them a question or you're telling them, man, you wasn't like this before. And you just asking simple questions become more of an issue than it should be. You know what I mean? And that's when I'm like, you know what? At a certain point, I'm like, you know what, man? Because I made up my mind. I said, listen, originally I was gonna create a channel and stuff like that, and I was like, you know what, man? And the funny thing is, I bought all the hardware needed to start a channel, and I said, man, I ain't even wasting my time with this because this is not.
You don't want a drama.
No, I don't. I would come into a podcast, and every now and then I'll be, when I'm talking, some people might take me serious. I mean, you'll know when to take me to serious and when not to. But the thing is, a lot of time I'm just, I'm making jokes about stuff. I'm not taking this stuff serious. You know what I mean? But you realize that the simple little joke that you'll make, somebody else is taking it personal and all this stuff. And you know what I mean? It's just too much crap into this, man, to even like want to participate.
Like I said, you're right. And like I said, for me, look, you're right. And I can't even say, because you see my trolls come up once in a while. Like when they get, no, these guys ain't got no lives. I don't know why. And the point about it is, it's like they're like little children in a way. They grow up acting like little children because all you gotta do is prove me wrong and just provide the facts, but they don't. They all gotta go straight to name calling and stuff, which don't bother me because, like I said, I go with a tough skin. You can call me all kind of words. I don't really care. That don't bother me. But it's just weird that these grown ass man just can't say, okay, all right, Liger said this. You know what? Let me prove him wrong. Let me find a studio that did more than 9 games last year or 8 games this year. Or who do this and that stuff. I mean, just prove it. That's all I gotta do. Ain't like I tell you whatever it is. And then some of the stuff they say is so stupid. Like again, another video that I got one on the channel right now. I might do it probably tomorrow. Probably tomorrow. Not like, who are you people stupid enough to go buy a doggone mini for $500 or $1,000?
Yeah, well, that's some crazy stuff, and this is the thing that I don't understand. Like, sometimes like me and my brother will be sitting down, we'll have a conversation and stuff like that. Because every now and then he logged into YouTube, he look around and stuff like that, right? And me and him will have conversations, right? And I'll be telling him, I'm like, yo, okay, let's just say conversation we had, for example, right? Something like, say, what's going on with the Wii U and stuff like that right now, right? Where the fact that like last year and previous years there was a lot of games that you could have find around on the system, and this year everything just kind of like first party wise everything just kind of like drain out, right? And you know, we sit down there, we have the consoles and stuff like that. We don't sit down there and look at it and say, man, start complaining and going on and this and that and acting up and acting like little babies over stuff like that. What we do is we just say, well, damn it, well, they ain't nothing new coming out. Well, it is what it is. At this point, we basically like, you know what, the company make whatever decision the company make, they make. At the end of the day, if you got the way we look at things is like this: if you got something for me to play, I'm gonna buy it. If there's nothing for me to play, I'll just move on to the next thing. I'm not gonna sit down here and talk about, man, I regret buying this, I regret buying that. There's no reason for that, because I know what every console that I bought, I know what to expect from the consoles. The only one console that I've bought so far that I haven't got what I was expecting from is the PlayStation 4. Okay? Because I know what to expect when I buy a Microsoft console. I know I want my Gears of War, I want my Halo, and I like Forza. Right? So when I buy the console, I'm looking for those 3 specific exclusives. Once I get those, I'm set. If there's any new stuff comes out on the platform, it's a bonus, because that's what I bought the console for. Right? When I buy a Nintendo console, I look for specific games that I personally like. I like Smash Brothers, I like Zelda, I like Mario, and I like all the quirky little stuff that Nintendo does from you know, so forth, so forth. I'm not really that big into Metroid because I never really got into the series like that. I'm trying to get into the series now. But I like my Star Fox and stuff like that, right? Yeah. So once they give me those games, I'm set. Whether one of the games are missing from the bunch or not, for the most part, I get what I was expecting from the system, so I'm good with that. On the Sony side, I was expecting specific type of games, but Sony seems like they're not really into exclusive like that anymore. I was expecting games like Jack and Dexter, Ratchet and Clank, you know, games of that nature, the exclusive them that they always have. You know, the JRPGs and stuff like that. Guess what? Still waiting on those stuff. You know, they might got 1 or 2 sprinkling here and there. But for the most part, the system is a shooter system. Everything comes out as shooter, open world games, stuff like that. I'm not into those type of games. But guess what? I'm not going to sit down here and complain about the system. It's sitting there. Whenever they do release the games for the system, I'll play them. You know what I mean? I never expected grown men to sit down here and complain and act the way they act over video games, man. Because there's more important things in life than the stuff that they complain about with these games. They act like it's like, you know what I mean? Like another example. Nintendo said they're gonna speak about the Switch in
January 12th.
January 12th, right? I looked at people complaining that it's too far. I'm looking at it, I'm like, it's too far. No, it's not. Because the first thing I'm looking at is the time of the year that we're in. I personally think it's the perfect time, because I'm thinking, okay, we got holiday season. I don't need to be focusing on NX and Switch or whatever they want to call the system. I don't need to be focusing on all that throughout the holiday season. I have a family, and I have things that I need to focus on, buying gifts and stuff for my family, and getting, you know, enjoy the holiday season as it is a holiday season, right? That's my focus. Once that is over now, it's the perfect time now, because guess what? Once January kicks in, everything basically gone dead. Now there's something for me to get excited for in January, which is that that NX the Switch what you call it, the press conference that they're gonna have. That's something that is interesting to me now. So now that's something that I'm looking forward to. Once that is over, you only have, based off of where the date that they decide to place the console, you only have roughly a month and change before you actually get the system in your hands, because February is a sharp month. People forget that. You know, they drop in the system basically in the middle in the middle of the month. Right? The press release in the middle of the month, basically. So you don't have that long of a time. It's like people sit down here, the littlest thing they whine and complain about. It's like, man, personally, I used to always say, man, girls are always complaining. That used to be my thing. I used to always say that. Now I can't say that no more because when I come on here and I look at these dudes, I'm like, man, girls don't really complain as half as much as these guys are complaining. You know what I mean? And
Yeah,
it's just weird, man. But you know what? It is what it is, man.
no, like I said, you got to wait. It is right now. I know the game was allowed to. I mean, I don't know if Andrew is there. I know that you guys gonna
Yeah,
do.
he said he left. He said he had to go. Yeah.
Okay. He got to. They're gonna do the gamers the large thing because of they're gonna do the game award. I'm looking at all the game award things now.
Yeah.
Like, I got to the truth, and I'll say right here for anybody who wanna think. Like I said, again, I'm in the industry. I don't give a damn. I just don't care. I don't. The awards is not set up to be like the awards to me don't set up right.
Yeah.
Okay, that's my opinion. You don't like it, and I don't. You don't like it. I understand. Everybody has their opinion. I'm just sharing mine, but this is more of Levin's following than like truly looking at the games and stuff like that, like art style and stuff. Some of these things are like let me see. You know, when they say art style, let me go back up. I mean, art style, action adventure. I mean, VR, of course, had to be in there. Batman Arkham VR should not be there. That is trap.
Man, it's just a lot. What it is, a lot of these things is just a trend, a stupid trend that everybody want to follow.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like the new thing, everybody follow that.
And with your Cherry Goblin, with the whole the game should be for music, Rhythm Heavens, but art directions. Okay. Firewatch, Azubu. The hell is Azubu? Let me just see this. Of course, Steam. All right. Don't know PS4 digital code. All right. But Overwatch, Uncharted, art style. No, so
Uncharted
shouldn't be no art style.
Best not art direction. I mean, really. I mean,
that's not no art direction. That's everything that they're doing is mimicking real life.
Mm-hmm.
And
all the games look the same.
And of course, the game that does more art than anything. And again, you could say Nintendo Finest, whatever. I don't care, but it's
Tokyo Mirage Session.
That could have been in there, but with no Paper Mario.
Yeah, that too. That is a very
that's an art style. That's an art style.
Game.
Yeah.
Yes.
They don't got it in there either. So again, it's not even that. It's like.
But last year for art style, did they put Yoshi Woolly Wall in there?
No.
So that's why I'm saying I don't understand. Like when you say art style, you're not talking about art style. You're making up your own meaning of art style.
Yeah.
Yeah. What they should say is graphics.
Yeah.
As in how realistic.
Yeah, I can understand that. That'll be better. But if you're going to art, okay, that's. And then it's funny. A game for impact. A game that does that has obviously for games that provoke for provoking games with profound pro-social meaning or message. That I don't even want to go in there. That's just SJW bullshit.
Yep.
That's what I'm saying. Go ahead.
No, there was one particular awards. Let me see if I can bring it up. I'm like, are you really kidding me right now?
Which one are you talking about?
Let me bring that real quick. I just saw it. I saw it like 5 minutes ago. Where is that at? Oh, there it is. It's the one about it has like angry like that so-called angry guy and all those kind of people.
What?
Oh, here it is. Oh, here it is. There's an award for trending gamer.
Yeah, they did it last year.
Yeah,
that's the one they gave Greg Miller.
Which I was like, what the hell? How they give Greg Miller?
Why is that an award now? Like,
It's not about the games; it's about the culture surrounding it.
This is like this is just video games. It's not like it's a movie award. It's not like it's the Grammys.
It's a bunch of stupidness if you ask me, man.
Yeah.
And
nope. Lyric.
That's why
Danny, he should not be there because his ass is the owner for GameSpot. Head editor for GameSpot. No.
Well, you see, the whole thing, man, is that because this whole thing is all screwed up, man. That's why I said, man. Me personally, I think, like I always tell people, man.
Wait. First, okay, so let me read the definition. For a streamer, influence, media member who has made an impact on the industry. None of these guys make a freaking game.
So what impact did Greg Miller made?
I want to know.
What he did? Take money from
This is why I can't take this stuff serious. I really can't take this stuff serious. I mean, they got Boogie, they got Aggregator, Danny O, and Jack Spacey. I know who these guys are, but all he's doing is give opinions. Opinions don't influence the game. They don't change the game. They don't. What?
Exactly, because half these guys. Let's be real about this crap, man. Everything these guys do, I wouldn't be surprised that 90% of these guys that is on YouTube, that is, that have a YouTube personality, that's not the person that is in real life. You know what I mean? Because a lot of these dudes that come on here and they go on with all kind of crap. They act this kind of way, they act this type of way. And the thing that gets me is that somebody would come on YouTube, right? There's a specific right now there would be a specific way. And it's like once they find out that being this type of way is what would get them popular, all of a sudden the way that there was before, which might be their natural way, they're no longer that way. Now they turn to some kind of, sorry to say it, man, dumbass that is out there going on with a bunch of crap, giving opinion and stuff that is not real. Telling people how they heard this rumor and they know this stuff and they have the sources and all this stuff and they don't have crap.
I still don't none of them make a game. None of them know how to make a game. None of them have written a script, done anything. They're just giving their opinion in the game, which is irrelevant, just like my opinion is irrelevant on something unless you talk about game because they don't make no sense. And I'm with Sprite. That is a stupid, the way they explain it, that's a stupid award.
Yeah,
makes no sense. I can't even I can't even give PewDiePie don't even change that. He has the biggest YouTuber following at 35 million, and he don't change nothing to gaming. So what the hell kind of crap is this?
Man, like I said, man, this whole thing is a bunch of crap. Me personally, I watch it. Like I'll watch it, right, and I'll, out of maybe, but check this out. Out of 20 games that they might actually show, right? I might only be interested in maybe one. You know what I mean? Sometimes I just look at it because, to be honest with you, TV is boring. A lot of times you can't find nothing.
I got you. I listen. I go to the echo chambers. I never have watched a gaming. I never watched one live ever in my life because it was just I think waste of time in my mind. Because when I start, I'll be saying I'm a line. I watched pieces of both of the first and second one, and I was like, no. And I was go ahead.
But you see, the difference with you is this. You see, when you work or been in a part of something, right? You're more critical to the stuff that you're seeing from a certain perspective, right? It's just like with my feel, the stuff that I do. You know how they always say a mechanic don't even study his own vehicle. He drive the Raga. Yeah. Now the thing is this, right? Me personally, say for my feel, if I come out here and say they have a video, something going on about my field, right? And I jump into it and I realize I'm sitting there and watching and I realize, man, all these dudes, they are fake. It's just a bunch of bull crap. None of these dudes know anything what they're talking about. I'm not going to watch that crap because I know it's a waste of time. Me personally knows that because there's no, I know wrong from right when it come around my specific field. So I could separate the truth from the bullcrap. And the thing that is happening with you, the reason why you're not gonna watch those stuff is because you sit down and you watch this stuff and you see all the bullcrap and you could separate, the real stuff from the bullcrap, and you just don't want to have anything to do with that stuff.
I just it just don't make no sense. How the way it's just like how they said the same thing when Andrew was cracking the joke about the standardized controller. When they explain it out, it makes no sense to what they're trying to say. That's what kills me. You say influential in the industry of 2016. Joe has not done nothing that's influential. Neither has Boogie, neither has Donnie, neither of these guys have done nothing. They have not changed a game.
Who's Donnie?
Danny O'Dwyer.
Who?
Exactly.
From where?
Danny O'Dwyer is one of the head editors for GameSpot.
Oh, he left GameSpot then.
Yeah.
Okay, I know who you're talking about. And so I know him, I know Boogie, and who the other ones are?
Angry Joe.
Who?
Angry Joe.
Influential?
That's what he's saying. That's what he's saying.
What is he influencing?
None of these
people to yell and go on like dummies.
No, understand. None of these guys change the direction in a game, whatever. You critique it, you give your opinion, and that's it. How the hell you guys? Not even IGN has influenced no freak. None of these things have whatever.
Angry Joe.
Now, when you give these guys all that dumbass power, that's what he said. People follow their dumbasses and think that they're. That's why that's why I put in the end of my video, my WTF video, the last one.
Dude,
it's where people say about. People say, I gotta wait until I see my favorite YouTuber to buy a game. I said nobody has influenced me to buy a friggin' game. God dang it.
Let me tell you something, right?
These lemons, man.
I mean, I could deal with Boogie because Boogie is not too bad. He's not too bad, honestly. But Angry Joe.
Okay, look, I understand that, but again,
I like his review stuff because it'll be funny the way he does his stuff when he's ready. But
I got you. But
I cannot take him.
Okay, Boogie. Okay, I'll go with your example. One, you're right. You said Boogie is thing. I ain't got nothing against Boogie. I ain't got nothing against Joe. None of these people really, because I don't care about them.
Neither me.
But my point is,
how
they've been influential in changing gaming.
They don't.
They don't. That's it. And two, like I said, when I talk about the thing, like I can watch people's reviews. I understand what you're saying, SK, but again, nobody has made me ever think of okay. You say something, I'm gonna check out the game and then I'll give it a better fine look. But doesn't mean that what you said I gonna like the game. Everybody has a
that's true.
That's why I said the weakness of gaming is preference in my video, which I gotta redo that game for my other for the show. But for real, and that's why I don't knock people from liking this game to that game. I don't.
But guess what? Example. This is a good example, right? Overwatch came out, right? You guys were saying that you wouldn't play Overwatch because it's a full
always
online game and stuff like that, right? I'm not in agreement with always online games, right? But I had played the demo for Overwatch when it first came out, and I was like, man, I like this game. No matter what anybody said, listen, I find something that I like. Right?
Exactly.
I went out and I buy the game. That is the difference, though, with me and a lot of YouTubers and stuff like that. I buy what I like. A lot of these dudes and that's why they probably put them up for influential, because the thing is, for we personally, they're not influential in the gaming industry at all, from any but one standard. they're influential in drawing people that cannot think for themselves.
Exactly.
Into buying stuff that they necessarily wouldn't like for themselves, but they would buy it and stuff like that. So in a case like that,
yeah, I understand. In that case like that, I would just say, well, I wouldn't say in the industry, gaming industry.
No, not in the gaming. Well, I guess you know what they did. You know what they did. I know what they did. They consider the YouTube community a gaming part of the gaming industry. That's what they did.
Please.
Basically, that's what they did.
This bunch of crybabies, I don't think
exactly. So. But you know what? That's, you see, because what they do is they look at guys like that, right, and they influence guys into buying stuff that they necessarily wouldn't buy. But guys like that would never influence me.
But here's the joke: some of these people influence them to. Some of these guys influence to buy game to destroy the industry because they buy broken games.
Well,
you know, with Street Fighter.
Yeah. Well, you know what the funny thing about that is? That's part of the industry now, because everything comes out is broken. When you look at guys that is well, on these consoles anyway. When you look at guys like, for example, right? I was listening to I'm not interested in this Honor by any shape or form. I don't like the art style. The game just look like it'll just be dead to me. But I wanted to hear IGN review. I listened to IGN review and they give the game, I think it was a 9.2, right? The girl that was reviewing the game was giving the game all kind of high praise, right? At the end of the game, she said, yep, she heard people, basically, it's not word for word what she was saying, but basically what she was saying is that she heard about you know, glitches in the game, and that yes, she experienced some glitches. She experienced one point when she was playing through, she played through that the game actually locked up and basically and actually like froze up the system to where she actually had to do reboot the system, completely shut it down and reboot it. But she turned around and give it a 9.2, and I'm like, wow. So you take a game that is actually broken to the point where it's freezing up your console, and you turn around and give the game such high praises. You know what I mean? And they do, and it's not just that game, but they do it with every single game. So it's to the point where broken games is acceptable.
Well, hell, hey Anderson, remember we was on the Time magazine gave VR. In the first sentence, they contradict themselves. This should be it should be an innovation of PlayStation VR should be an innovation to the 2016. But because it has blah blah blah, we can't recommend it to people. Once you said you can't recommend it to other people, it should not be the most innovative thing in tech in 2016. Mm-hmm. If you can't recommend it, why the hell is it? Why is it? That makes no sense.
My question is though, I don't know about you guys. I mean, the VR talk have completely quieted down.
Not really. Maybe to you, but not really.
Yeah, what for me?
Yeah, not really, because they're doing it all over. They said there are VR games going on right now, and they're still pushing it really hard in certain places. Hell, they just had the LA Auto Show, and of course PlayStation and Oculus Rift spent a bunch of money, which is understandable. So you at the auto show, and you're gonna spend money to go there to the VR to look at a concept car, or we could just go up and touch the concept car.
Man, hell no.
That's stupid to me.
But for gaming, because the funny thing is, those VR games are not games, man. Those are demos
or TV shows.
Yeah, like people want to talk about, oh man, Nintendo making what they call it, party games and mini games and stuff like that. Every one of those VR games are mini stuff. Mini games.
Again, when I played all those VR headsets, and I said I never played. The first thing came to mind when I heard it said Batman VR. I'm like, Batman Arkham TV. I'm like, that is not gonna work. That is not gonna work. I played this game outside of the VR, and I know what VR is. That's not gonna work, and I was right. So basically, you're just cinematic, just sitting down, trying to pretend like you're Batman, but you ain't even doing none of the cool moves and shit. It's like, it's just ridiculous. But my point is, it's ridiculous how I still remember Andrew Joe said the same thing with the virtual review taking all these dummies were like, but Andrew goes like, oh, Street Fighter 5, blah blah blah, and he ain't gonna be bad about Street Fighter 5. I'm like, what? Oh,
Yeah,
you leave that, and then of course you get a virtual review when he's like his dumb ass talking about, oh, Activision suck a dick, do all this stuff. I'm not gonna buy Infinite Warfare, but at the end of the video, but you know what? You got me. I'm gonna buy it. I'm like, so why the freak you did the video then for?
man, that's how them guys are, man. Every single one of them. Every one of them guys that is pushing this agenda of giving you news and rumors and all that stuff, they all contradict themselves all the time. But the difference is, the problem is that they're not going to take any blame for anything. They shove stuff down the throat of the guys them that are stupid enough to believe everything that they say.
Yeah. Yep.
But they won't apologize to the guys when they give the guys them false information.
That's daggone true, and that's what I'm trying to tell. Again, I ain't gonna call them names because everybody's cool with me in that regard. I am not a news channel. Stop. You don't see me like these fools saying, "Well, today's news, today's movements." I don't do that. I talk about stuff, but I don't do that. So don't look for my channel with that. Again, like I said, if I wanted to get some stuff, I would try. I have literally, and I mean this, I am not talking to Kenji in, I say about 3 weeks. I'm not talking to Kenji. He's busy doing stuff. Again, he's working. He is part of the R&T team for Nintendo, so he's busy working. But I'm not going to harass him. I'm just to find out what a connection. Use my connections like that.
Yeah, there's certain things you know, and that's what certain things you don't need. You know, me personally, the problem is I come on Google Plus and stuff like that all the time, and every time I see a rumor and stuff like that, whether the rumor is actually potentially true, you know, true or not, the bottom line is it kind of kills me because of the fact that when they do you know have the press conference and stuff like that. There's everything that I'm going to be seeing is stuff that I already heard about, you know what I mean? It's not going to be anything that is going to really surprise me unless they got something that tightly sealed that nobody else knows about. And the thing about this is that I don't understand how people, like, my thing is this, right? People sit down here and when you show ending of a game or whatever the case is, they talk about spoiler. We don't want spoilers and stuff like that, right? But that's what they're basically doing every time they give out a rumor.
Well,
they're spoiling the enjoyment of the actual press conference because before the press conference is even even live, half the stuff that potentially is there you already know about.
Yeah. But you know what? But to finish up and go off what you just said, you see, you say about the Overwatch thing. You heard me say that many times. You buy what you like. And you don't buy what you don't like. That is such I don't understand how that's that simple. That's the simplest concept I could ever come with. That's why I say to people, I don't get people who say I want to buy Skyrim for the Nintendo console. If they're not gonna optimize for the uniqueness of what the Switch is, it's a waste to me. Be like an Arkham Knight. Be like when I see Arkham City. And I didn't even see what they did with the doggone gamepad to do the breaking the code and stuff in the game. I'm like, Ubisoft, you could have just followed what Batman did, but no, you didn't do nothing. And it's supposed to be a game about thing. Rayman Legends. That's unique to that's the touch screen is unique to the VR Vita because it has it, but mostly unique to the Nintendo. PlayStation 4, PlayStation 3, Xbox 360, and Xbox One. You gotta press a button and pray that Mario goes the right way.
Yeah,
you fix. That kind of stuff is like if that's what y'all want, that's ridiculous. But if you buy a Nintendo console for Nintendo game, and like I guess you've been saying it for a while too, like I just don't get why that's such a simple, why that hard, simple fact it makes no sense to people.
Because my thing is this: if you want Skyrim, go ahead and buy Skyrim. Me personally, I never had. Listen, I had a 360. I have the newer consoles now. I have a PC. The game is available to me for years now. There's no interest in that. Me, I don't have any interest in that game at all. Somebody else, he might interest. Go ahead and buy the game. But for me personally, That's not exciting. You know what I mean? People sit down here and talk about, oh, well, it's show third party and what is interested in the system and stuff like that. Number one, I wasn't buying the system for third party games. I have
That's what I'm saying.
and I have more than enough machines to play third party games. Now, if there's a third party game rather than a system that is actually interesting to me, then I will go out and buy that game. But I'm not going to gobble up stuff that I just buy stuff because I'm trying to show support so that this company could stay along or whatever the hell people do. I'm not into that, man. I'm buying what I like. If you think that I'm part of the problem, then you need to get your life straight, because the same crap that you sit down here and do for video games, if you do that in real life, you would be a broke ass guy. Because all you're doing is trying to follow trend. And trends, if people don't understand, I notice by now, trend costs money to keep up.
Well, it's the old saying, everybody says trying to keep up with the Joneses. You know what? Everybody else focused. Everybody else focused on the other side. Oh, you keep up with the Joneses. Focus on the first part. Who's the Joneses keeping up with? Nobody. That's who they are.
Yeah.
They're gonna worry about to keep up with nobody else. You try to keep up with them because they're happy with their life that they got. You try to be like them. So I don't get that part right there. Like again, I told Benny, like I said, I have the funds to buy all 3 consoles and buy all games that I'm rich, but I might be rich, but I ain't stupid.
Guess what? You know what we say at home all the time.
Yeah.
I don't watch. Me ain't watching no face. And for what that means to people that to you guys that don't know what that means, basically what it means is that I'm not watching what you're doing. I'm focusing on me.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
That's how people should live.
Yeah, that's what it is again. But I mean, all these people have recommended the stuff that's breaking up industry and stuff. Again, you know what? That's why I will drop Jay here because Jay had a thing about it, and I told him me and him had it off because he was saying that he don't
Elijah, we still live?
Yeah.
Okay, no, but the reason I'm asking is because I'm gonna have to pull out.
I finishing up right now. Anyway, I'm gonna say all I was saying was that you were saying about everybody in the industry does stuff. I say. Okay, you know what? But I don't take part. Yeah, you know what? But that's people who don't want to do the research and they don't take part in it. I don't take part in this stuff. I buy what I like, but I ain't buying no broken games. Tell you that right now. The game ain't broken. I'm not. If I find out the game is broken, and that's why I have a problem with. That's the only difference I have. The difference with when I wish you had joined in King Patrick when you were talking about that stuff. It's like I don't care subjectively about the reviews. What he like, I don't like. What I like, what he don't like, I don't care about that. I want to know in the way the generation is. I want to know if the game works. That's all I want to know.
Well,
so go ahead.
You know when I learned not to listen to reviews, to be honest with you, when Wonderful 101 came out, and everybody bashed that game, alright, and I sat down and I played that game, and that's one of those games that is always on my mind up to today, because the fact that was one of those games that I had fun with. And that game was as extreme, to me personally, it was as extreme as extreme could come, as far, especially coming on the ending battles and stuff.
Yeah.
And that was like, when I was finished with the final boss, I was like, man, that was a game. That is.
There you go. No, you're right. And then of course, when gamers don't get away like Bayonetta 2, they start threatening people and sitting in No Man's Sky. They try to triple people's life and thing, which is stupid.
Yeah, that is just stupid, man.
That's what it is. But other than that, like I said, for real, they been in and out someone in that regard. But everybody came in. Thank y'all for joining us. Whatever. I know, like I said, happy that you're joining Eskimo. I know you're a busy person, and sometimes you come in or whatever. Right now, like I said, everybody. Thursday, hope half the time I was basically downstairs because you know what I was doing when you were talking most of the time, I was downstairs in my kitchen, cutting up that ginger, man.
Yep.
Home fresh with some cloves in it and thing.
Yeah. But that why you think I went silent because I was blending up some seasoning and stuff because
Yeah,
normally
man. Yeah,
got to
that's what
marinate a turkey and stuff.
I hear you, but that's what I was doing too, man. I was doing that stuff up like that. But
Yeah.
but to be honest, hope everybody enjoyed their Thanksgiving. Play some games, no matter what console it is or a PC. Enjoy it. If you have like SK say, I have family members coming over. I think I have core friends coming that are gonna be gaming. We might play little games and stuff like that too. So go ahead and enjoy it. I hope you guys enjoy your family, your turkey, whatever you eat, vegan, no vegan, whatever. But other than that, this is your boy Liger. One half Endure. Basically, have yourself a good night and peace out. And happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving, yeah. Yeah, man. Yeah, so you still there, Liger?
Give me a second. I try to make sure it